acid reflux. Good morning to nobody, because there's nobody here right now. Almost home. All by myself. Don't wanna be all by myself anymore. I can't sing, I know that. I understand. You got me. You got me. Wait a couple minutes for people to get in here while I drive home from dropping my son off at camp. What kind of BMW is that? I've never seen that one before. That's weird. I don't like the back of it. Almost looks like an 80s car. Oh, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Hartley. Oh, Hartley, we're going to play one of your clips when I get home. Apparently somebody was having a bad day yesterday. Somebody was having a really bad day yesterday, and they were triggered. I didn't watch the live, so we'll take a look at some of the clips. I saw a clip, one clip. That was enough for me. That was enough for me. Dude, these are some weird cars on the road right now. What the hell is this thing? A Nissan Leaf. I've never seen that. Oh, almost getting ran over by a Brinks mobile here. And then this BMW, which I've never seen before. It looks like a weird, I don't know, I don't like the back of it. It doesn't look like a BMW, I think. That's why I don't like it. The back lights are so small. It looks weird. It looks weird. It must be a new one because I've never seen that before. There's a lot of BMWs on Long Island. It's like BMW capital of the world. How is everybody this morning? I know I'm in trouble. I'm going to get punished, guys. My husband's going to punish me. Dude, that is the weirdest shit I've ever heard, but we'll play it together. Oh, the cop's sitting there with the little radar gun. You little shit. I'm like, what is he holding up by his face? Nobody's speeding over here, so this isn't really best place to fucking stand for a speed thing. Can't exactly speed on this road. But, good try. Good morning. Hey, Beefrix, what are you doing awake this early in the AM? What are you doing awake this early? The BMW 7401. Is that what it says? I've never seen that before, that car. It's so weird. I feel like they're coming out with more and more electric cars nowadays. Whoa, lots of boats at the gas station today. A lot of electric cars. Maybe it's an electric car. Well, they're trying to, I don't know. Our governor signed some bill where, like, by the year 20-something, whatever it is, we're all supposed to be driving electric cars. I'm like, okay. I'll never get an electric car. We travel too much. There's just no way. Everybody on our team, there's a lot of people on Jesse's team that have Teslas. And guess what? When we drive out of state, they either have to borrow somebody else's car, like a family member's car, or they have another car. I mean, most of them have like multiple cars because they're fucking loaded. But they can't drive their Teslas too far, you know? They'd have to stop and charge them. I mean, if we're just going to like Connecticut, they'll drive them because that's easy. You just throw your car on the boat and then you drive, you know, a little bit more. But then you have to make sure that the hotel you're at has a charging station, which a lot of them don't. So most of our friends don't, you know, that have Teslas, they don't even take them with them on a road trip. So I don't know. Until the day that there's like as many Tesla charging stations as there is gas stations, you know, I just don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening. That, you know, that we're all going to be able to drive electric cars one day. Plus, I think, well, I don't know. I don't know how Teslas work, but I'm pretty sure. What is this person doing? You're blocking the intersection. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that all turns out. You have no idea why you're up this morning. You save so much on gas, and hybrid cars, they're worth it. Yeah, like hybrid cars are totally, I feel like that's the better option because then, you still have that option of using gas if you have to, right? Is that how it works? You know? Um, Fully electric just is scary to me. I mean, it is cool that you could charge your car at your house, but just the thought of like having to take a long road trip scares me. It scares me a little. Has she realized times have changed and women are no longer scared of their husbands? No, creative witch. I will get into that when I get home, but I don't know. When she says shit like that, it shows me like more about herself, than it does about anything else. Because it's like, why would you think? Why would you think that my husband doesn't know what I talk about on YouTube? Like, I just don't get that. Why would you think that that's even a possibility? How do you live with somebody for 12 years, longer than that, and then they don't know what you do on a social media platform that's public? Like, how would I do that exactly? How would I get away with, like, Laura knows that my husband watches my YouTube. Like, I'm sure he doesn't sit there and watch every single live because he's working, but like he stays, like, he knows what's going on. He's not stupid. There's no way he can't know. That's what I don't get. So saying that is like, Laura, really? Like, I don't know if she's trying to spin a narrative that I'm like scared of my husband or something, which is so fucking weird, dude. I don't know. I don't know what she's trying to like insinuate there, but it's fucking weird. Here's the thing, okay? Fuck, I'm almost home. I might as well get into it. I don't think Laura's ever had a real marriage. She was married many moons ago to some guy. She was probably incredibly immature because, I mean, look how immature she is at 50 years old, right? So she has no idea what a real, actual, healthy, normal marriage is like. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has no fucking idea, dude. She's never been married long enough or to somebody that's been healthy. She's never been in a healthy relationship, bro. Obviously, because if she was, she'd still be in the relationship, most likely. You know, if you're in a happy, healthy relationship, you stay in that relationship. You know, she hasn't done that. So she has no fucking idea, as a 50-something-year-old woman, what it's like to be married for over a decade. You know, she has no idea what that's like, and she has no idea what it's like to be in a normal like relationship that's not tumultuous, people fighting or somebody using drugs, or she doesn't even have a concept of that. There's no comprehension of what it's like to be in a normal relationship there at 50 something years old. So when she says shit like that, that's why I'm saying it shows me that, wow, Laura, you're dumb. Like, like, what are you even talking about? Like, it just doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense. Let me tell you, people, most marriages, actual relationships, disagree on furniture, not drugs. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, I'm sorry, Laura, that you know, with old deadbeats and stuff that probably didn't give a shit about your life, and so you think that that's how every husband is, you know, or you think that maybe you were in a marriage or relationships where you held like secrets from each other, and that's what you think the norm is, but that's not the norm in everybody's relationships. Like, or maybe you were in relationships where you just lived two entirely separate lives, and again, that's fucking weird, dude. That's not how most normal relationships work out. So, like, it's when you say shit like this, it makes you sound stupid. Just fucking dumb, dude. But all right, we'll listen to her clip. My husband is the best, but his furniture. Sorry, the furniture thing. My husband don't argue with me when it comes to furniture. He knows that he can't pick furniture out. Although, I mean, I'm not saying he never can, but he knows. He knows. I am the decorator of the house. this stupid cabinet. All right, hold on. I gotta pick up my Starbucks because like they gave me a friggin' lid that just does not fit properly. Let me get in the house. Oh, my legs. I feel like I did like 100 squats yesterday and I don't know why. You ever just randomly wake up sore? And you're like, what did I do? Like I was busy all day yesterday. So I went in the morning. I had to wake up early, drop Jesse off at camp. And then right right from there, I had to bring Ovi to get neutered. Got his balls cut off. Hey, buddy. And he's crazy. He's still crazy. So I had to bring him to get neutered at the vet. So, what do you call it? I brought him there. And then, I had to wait. So they told me it takes 5 minutes, they said. I'm like, how long is the procedure? They're like, it's 5 minutes for male dogs. It's like a little snip. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. The recovery time is what takes, a while. So I thought I would have to pick him up like late at like 3, but it ended up good. And I ended up having to pick him up at like 1:30. So I dropped him with like 10 something. I think it was like, no, it was 9. It was like 9:30 when I dropped him off. So I was like, shit, I was already halfway out east. So I went to the outlets out east to get, I told you guys I had to go to this golf dinner thing, whatever it is. And so I went out east. Where did I end up finding something? At H&M. So I drove all the way. Well, I found one outfit from Express and one from H&M. So hold on, let me just feed him so that he could. I have to give him a painkiller, but he has to eat first. Come on, buddy. Eat your breakfast, you little rabbit. Eat your breakfast. Oh, what that? What that? Not gonna eat? Okay. Go lay down. You can't jump. He's crazy. Yesterday it was so funny when he first got home. He was like walking all funny, like with his little butt cheeks. Not butt cheeks. I don't think dogs really have butt cheeks, but he was walking like, I don't know, just funny. He was walking. Like his back legs looked like they were like all stiff, But he seems fine. He was fine yesterday. Like nothing happened. You wouldn't have even known he had the surgery. Anyway. So yeah, so he had so then I went out east. I went to the reservation and I was there. I'm not the reservation. What did I just say that for? I'm trying to find my laptop. I went to the outlets and I was so mad. They closed my favorite outlet, the DKNY outlet. I was like, are you kidding me? Because they had like cute, I don't know. I find like when I go to Macy's, I don't like love the DKNY section, but the outlet always had like, I don't know, they always had nicer stuff there, but they closed it. So I went in the Banana Republic outlet. I was like, let me see what this Banana Republic's all about because Alicia's always talking about it. And you guys want to hear the funniest thing? I'm in the Banana Republic outlet and I'm like walking around and they actually had this really nice pair of like pants, but my size was nowhere to be found in any stores yesterday. Does that happen to anybody else? It's like you go shopping and you find a million things that you like, but you can't find your size. Because that was me yesterday. Just couldn't find my size in anything. So, but they do have nice stuff in there. I don't know. I haven't been in a Banana Republic in like 20 years because they closed not that long, but I mean, I never really shopped in there anyway when I was younger because I was more into like, I don't know, like trendy looking style. But now that I'm older, I like a little bit more like plain. So I was like, I might like Banana Republic now. I didn't like it when I was younger, but I might like it now. So, which I did. I liked it. There was nice stuff in there. But anyway, I'm walking around in there and I see this dress and I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, that looks so familiar. So familiar. That print looks like it was just this really bold print that you just couldn't deny. Hold on, I'll show you guys in a second. Let me log on to my laptop. I'm like, that is a bold print and it looks familiar. Where have I seen that? Like, I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently. I'll show you guys as soon as I get logged on here. So anyway, yeah, I ended up shopping in the Express outlet, which they had really good prices there. They had nice stuff there too. The thing with Express is that their fucking clothes never fit me right. Ever since I was a kid, not a kid, like a teenager, like their clothes just never fit me right. When I was super skinny, their pants never fit me right. I mean, even like the smallest sizes, right? Because I would be like a 0 in there. And they just never fit me right. The length would be fucked up or just something would not fit right. Now it's like the tops, like their shirts, like their sizes are weird. I don't know. I went in there, I tried on this skirt and this top, and it was like I needed a medium in the top and an extra small in the skirt. I was like, what the fuck? Like, and it just they're I don't know. I feel like all their clothes are made for like really tall people or something. Because nothing ever hits me in the right spots. Like dresses, every time I try dresses on in Express, they never land in the right spot on my legs. So weird. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But anyway, I did buy a really nice pair of shorts and I tried on a size 4 in there and it was kind of like still big on me, but I was like, I'm definitely not getting into a 2. That's definitely not happening. So, um, I don't know. I think their sizes run big. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't. Their clothes always have fit me weird. But anyway, I had then all of a sudden the police called me for Ovi to pick them up. So I was trying on like shirts, and they called me, and I was like, I just like grabbed. They had like a new rack of clothes that they didn't put out, so I just grabbed this white shirt and I bought it. And I got home. I mean, I like it, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep it because I might return it. I might go back there today, later today. All right, let me log on to my laptop. Yeah, that's what it is. Banana Republic Factory, I guess. I never like cared for the outlets. I used to shop at the Guess outlet when I was younger, but I never really cared. Ah, sorry guys, I have to mute this. All right. All right. We are on the laptop. All right. Let's get into this. So wait, hold on. Let me show you first. While I was in Banana Republic, I find this really funny, and it's the only reason I'm showing you guys this. Hold on a second. So I see this. Hold on. Whoop. Let's see if my computer works today. Oh my god, that is terrifying. See if my why is my AirDrop not working? All right, hold on. We could do this another way. This isn't the end of the road here. All right, let me add these. Hold on. Hold on. How come it's not letting me put pictures? All right, there we go. Do. We were just looking at this, and this is why this is so fucking weird to me. I saw this yesterday. I love me some Nordstrom Rack, girlfriend. I love Nordstrom Rack. We don't have one that's like close by, and it sucks. Oh, you know where I wanted to go today? Actually, I want to go to Zara. I realized there was one closer to me. I thought there's like 2 malls here. There's the Walt Whitman Mall and there's the Roosevelt Field Mall, and that's like the biggest mall on Long Island. And why is this not updating? Hold on a second. I don't know what's going on with my thing today. My laptop. So I was like, ooh, I would like to go to Zara. I always see all these people shopping there, and I realized that the Roosevelt Field Mall is like pretty far from us. So why is this thing not fucking updating? This is pissing me off. I probably have to restart my laptop as per usual because why wouldn't I have to do that? Hold on, let me try it this way. So anyway, I thought it was at the really far away mall, which is not that far. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's probably about 45 minutes or something like that. But that's kind of far to drive for a mall. But I found one closer to me. So, all right, let me show you this. So this is me in Banana Republic yesterday. It's so funny. Hold on a second. As soon as my pictures load up here, I'll show you. Oh, how come this didn't open in... Hold on a second. I see this picture. Not this picture. Oh my God. Oh, that's terrifying. Hold on a second. This is fucking terrifying. I see this dress print yesterday and I'm like, I fucking know that from somewhere. Hold on a second. Let's see if you guys could recognize it. Because, like, literally, what? Oh. Literally, we just watched this the day prior. We literally just watched it. Let's see if you guys could recognize this. This print. Do you guys recognize this print from anywhere? We just watched a video with this. Somebody wearing this. And I'm like, dude, that's like a bold print where you just you can't forget it. So I was like, oh, have gone back to your response to Mr. Ed. Oh yeah, we're gonna go on that. We're gonna talk about that, Nana. Don't you worry. So I see this yesterday, this dress, and I'm like, where the fuck did I just see that? And I realized that it was the same dress from Mrs. Fancy Pants, who, doesn't shop at stores that aren't, designer. Yet, here she is wearing Banana Republic. Like, dude, it's the same fucking dress. But, like, wasn't she making fun of Alicia for, like, shopping at, like, Banana Republic and shit? And not only was she shopping at Banana Republic, but she was shopping at the Banana Republic outlet. So, like, this dress isn't even from, like, the regular Banana Republic. It's from the outlet. But, she's so beyond outlets. I don't shop at outlets. I'm too fancy. If they don't have Versace there, I'm not shopping there. I just thought it was funny because I was like, oh my God, I'm like, that was a fucking ugly dress. There it is. There it is. Ugh. And I totally took that screenshot. I didn't mean to do that, but look how it came out. She looks scary. Yeah, she's in outlet clothes. That and her Target clothes. So I just thought that was funny. I texted Alicia. I'm like, oh, look who's shopping at Banana Republic. How do I get her fucking picture off my screen? Hold on a second. I can't find the fucking window to close it. Oh, there it is. Is that it? Nope. Ah! I can't get her off my screen. Oh, there we go. All right. I was like, fuck. So, yeah, I just thought that was funny because, like, I literally am just walking around the outlets yesterday at Banana Republic and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like that pattern, literally there was like a whole line of, and it was on clearance, by the way. That was in the clearance rack. There was like a whole line of, patterns. I mean, dresses on the wall, on the back wall in the clearance section at the outlet. And I see that like pattern because it like stood out to me because I did I show you the pictures where it's on the rack? Because everything else in Banana Republic is kind of like dark. Like they do a lot of darker colors and neutrals. So like that shit jumped out at me. And I was like, oh, I'm like, I saw this somewhere recently. I'm like, oh, it's MGL's dress with the fucking video I played the other day. And I go look and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, she's shopping the clearance section at Banana Republic outlet. Yeah, she's making fun of everybody else at the Versace mansion for wearing polyester. I should have looked to see what it was made out of. I should have seen if it was a polyester blend. But she used to make fun of Alicia, right? And I'm like, that's funny because Alicia's always advertised Banana Republic that she shops there. So I find it funny that there she is in a dress from where? From Banana Republic. The clearance section at the outlet. Just saying. All right, so we're going to take a look. Let me go to Hartley's channel here. Hartley. Oh my God, that's terrifying. I hope it doesn't make that my fucking. I just logged onto YouTube and I see her picture. And YouTube defaults. People have, I think it was like my, not the last live, but the live before that. I guess it defaults on a picture of that as just so you guys know, I don't pick my thumbnails on lives. Like rarely ever will I change a thumbnail on a live. So most of my lives, if you go down on my channel and you look at my live videos, like whatever it is whatever YouTube defaulted to, you know? So like, I don't know why YouTube seems like, I've noticed if my pictures like this, it always seems to like pick when you have more shit on the screen, right? So like it usually typically won't pick just this unless that's how it is the whole entire live. But if I show other stuff on the screen, it'll usually like pick a time. It's like automated. It'll pick a time when you have like more stuff on the screen and it'll put that as a thumbnail. So if she ends up on my thumbnails, like I didn't put her there unless it's like an upload and I purposely put her there. But like on a live stream, I would never make her picture my thumbnail like on purpose. But if it ends up that way, it is what it is, you know? So, okay, let's get to this. This is Hartley's video. Let me share this. That would help, right? So you guys could hear it. Hey, Lanky Tour. You're up early too today. Everybody's up early today. All right. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look, Shane. So my whole point in telling you guys the whole story about me going out to the outlets and all this shit, and then I had to pick my son because he went to his friend's house. I didn't get to that part yet, but was that like I was so busy yesterday, I didn't listen to Laura. So like she was wasting her fucking breath. In other words, I didn't hear this. I didn't listen to her live. Could you go eat your food, buddy? Come on. You got to eat so I could give you your pill. So she was kind of wasting her breath. Like, and she always does this. Like, I wasn't live yesterday, so I don't know what the fuck why would you take an entire day to be triggered? Now, here's the other thing. I heard, and now I don't know if this is true. So, okay, this is secondhand information. I trust the person that told me this, but I'm just saying, I don't know, you know, we're talking over text, so I don't know if I'm getting the whole story through text, okay? But I was told that Laura got very triggered by a comment, I guess, that I wrote about her. But you see, that comment was in my comment section. So, like, here's the problem. And Laura, I know one of your fucking people are listening, so maybe they could screen record this for you, okay? So long as you have people like Capone and all your other little fucking minions that are in your little shit club over there stalking my page, okay? See, I don't put Laura's name in my titles and shit. So, like, you have to come here, and I purposely do that because her people have to come here now and listen to my lives and go through my comment section to see what I'm talking about, like nosy little fucking children. You know, they have to dig through my channel to see what I'm talking about. You know, like, because I don't put Laura's name in the title. I don't put Laura's name in the description. I don't, my titles on my lives never have anything to do with anything most of the time. Or maybe they'll have something to do with like a point that I'll make during my live. But more often than not, they're just random titles. So like, you don't know what I'm talking about in my live streams, right? Unless you come here and listen. And see, all her people like should take her advice. If you don't like somebody, don't watch them. So like they're over here purposely listening for me to talk about her so that they could go over there and get her all fucking riled up. Or maybe she's over here purposely listening. But again, to that I say, Laura, if you don't like somebody, don't watch them. Why the fuck are you always watching me? See, you want to make it out like I'm stalking you because I talk about you, but you're over here constantly watching me. And there's no other context clues about my videos that would tell anybody that I was actually talking about you in a live stream. And by the way, you're a little carried away with me saying that I talk about you. Every single live stream is about you, dude. Do we, you know, what does your name come up sometimes? Sure. Yeah, it does. Is the whole entire live stream about you? No, never. Never is a whole entire live stream about you. So, I mean, come on, dude. But I know you have to make your people believe that. I know you do. Capone came into Whisper's chat last night. Yeah, because he's a stalker. He's around stalking everybody. And she has people everywhere listening 24/7. So, like, why are your people listening to me? You know, if my title is like, get ready with me, why is Capone watching me? You know what I'm saying? I do that shit on purpose because like I don't put people's names in my titles and shit because I talk about them, and the only way people are gonna know is if they actually come and watch my videos. You're not gonna know from my title, you know? So all right, so let's play this. Fucking idiot.
Pathetic, jealous, obsessed loser with a capital L. Take your sickness and go.
Hold on.
Pathetic, jealous, obsessed loser. Pathetic, obsessed, jealous loser with a capital L. Take your sickness
with a capital L. Wow, Laura.
And go see a psychiatrist. Maybe your husband should understand your obsession with me.
Yeah, she sounds like my aunts because like my aunts did the same thing when I was making my grief videos. They were like calling my husband like as if he was gonna like I don't know what they thought he was gonna do. I shouldn't say my aunts. It was my one aunt. My aunt. Oh, I was about to say her name. It was my one aunt, and she would like call my husband. I'm like, what do you think my husband's gonna do? Like, why are you calling my husband? And she would be like, get your my niece some help. You know, she'd never call and be like, hey, how are you, Chris? And how's your son doing? No, get my niece some help. She needs help. You know, like Laura's the same way because that's what gaslighters do. You know, like, what do you think my husband's going to do, Laura? Like, I just need to know. I need to know what you think. First of all, let me finish playing it. I'll finish playing it.
Maybe he needs to be contacted and let him find out how big of an obsession you have with me. I think that's what needs to be done. I really, truly do. I honestly and truly do. I see no other option.
You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot.
Than to show him her obsession. And maybe your husband can do something about it because I can't seem to. Molly hasn't been able to. Nobody's been able to.
First of all, Laura, my husband thinks you're a fucking nutcase, bro. You don't think my husband knows who you are? My husband thinks you're a fucking whack job, okay? Like, so do you think he's going to listen to you over me? I mean, like, what delusional fucking world are you living in where you think my husband's going to listen to some fucking fat broad from the fucking internet over his own wife? Like, what the fuck world are you living in, Laura? Oh my God, this is funny.
Get her husband to see how obsessed she is over people on the internet. So I am going to reach out to him and let him know and show him this nonstop obsession and this nonstop videos.
Good luck, Laura, because if he even answers his phone, which most likely he won't, because he's not going to answer a number he doesn't know from like Alabama, dude. Like, it's not going to happen. But if you got him on the phone, I mean, do you really think, what do you think he's going to say to you, Laura? He's going to take your side. You think my husband's going to be like, yeah, Liana, you're grounded from the internet. Like, what do you think's going to happen in a scenario like that? It's so fucking weird that she says this shit.
And it's nonstop, like over the top, every fucking time she goes live. I don't think your husband would appreciate knowing that every time you go live, it's about Laura. And every single time you go live, it's Laura.
Yeah, because my husband's sitting here worrying about you, Laura. He's not worried about the woman that he lives with. He's worrying about you. He's worrying about you and how you feel.
And it's crazy. I don't understand how you cannot stop. I just don't. It is fucking nuts.
I don't even know what the fuck, again, because I wasn't live yesterday and I wasn't even like on the internet yesterday on YouTube until late last night. What the fuck got her so triggered like this? If I had to guess, because somebody told me it was from a comment, I wrote one comment back to a subscriber yesterday. And if this is a comment that got her this fucking triggered, then I'm speechless. But I'll read that to you guys after.
Nuts.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. So fucking stupid. Like, Laura, go ahead. Call my husband. And so he could fucking laugh at your ass and be like, why are you calling me, you fucking horse face bitch? Like, what do you think my husband's going to do? He's going to punish me? He's going to put me in timeout, Laura? What do you think? He's going to lock me up in a mental hospital because I talk shit on the internet just like everybody else on the internet? Like, he doesn't know what I do. He doesn't know what I talk about on here, Laura. How would I hide this from him? Like, that's what I need to know. How would I hide my YouTube channel from my husband? I don't know. Do you realize my husband's been here at times when I'm talking on YouTube? You realize he comes home from work sometimes and I'm still on here talking to you guys, right? Like, you think he doesn't hear me? I mean, I have a pretty fucking loud voice. There's no way he can't hear me. But besides that, even if he didn't hear me, do you think he doesn't know what I'm doing all day while he's at work, Laura? Like, you realize that normal couples, right, communicate throughout the day. It's not like he goes to work and we just don't like talk to each other until he gets home ever. Like, I mean, you could clearly see, like, when I'm on here, sometimes my phone's ringing. You could hear me saying my husband's calling me. Like, we talk to each other all the time, Laura. That's what normal couples do, right? I mean, we don't like suffocate each other, but we talk. You know, we keep communication throughout the day. Like yesterday when I dropped my dog off, he texted me, called me, how's the dog doing? You know, that's what normal people. But again, when she does things like this, it shows me that she was never in a normal relationship, because the fact that she thinks somebody could have a YouTube channel and be married and like Laura knows all the history of things that I've gone through on YouTube, right? She knows the swatting bullshit and all this other bullshit. It's like, how can my husband not fucking know about my YouTube channel and what I talk about on here, Laura? How? How is that fucking humanly possible? I just don't get it. I don't fucking get it. But go ahead and call him, Laura. Maybe I'll call your mommy and tell your mommy about how, you know, you're putting dead children on candles. I mean, that's where you're going. If my parents were alive, Laura, there's no doubt that Laura would be threatening to call them. And again, that would tell you, you know, Laura's how much of a fucking child she is. That in her 40s, she's probably still scared of her fucking parents. Yeah, Laura's idea of marriage is living in separate states and getting mad because, you know, you're not on each other's health insurance. That's her idea of marriage. Like, Laura, that's pathetic, dude. But that was funny. Thank you for the laugh. So I think, hold on. If I had a guess, this is a comment. I'm just going to read it to you guys because for some reason, my, what do you call it? For some reason, my AirDrop's not working. So, and it's a pain in the ass. I have to go in my notes section. So I'll just read it to you guys. This was under my live from Monday. Monday? Yeah, Monday. Carmina wrote a comment under my live. They said, what makes Laura, I guess I have to read hers in order for mine to make sense. What makes Laura such a moron with zero comprehension of human behavior? And it says in parentheses, same woman who claims to know true crime psychology with a laughing face. Predators will seek out vulnerable children. Her son just lost his father. His mother thinks she is his BFF. He's a prime candidate. Children whose parents are their friends, not a concerned normal parent. Predators will prey on those children. Didn't Laura claim she was S8 as a teenager? One would think that alone would be a defining factor of knowing what could happen. Not saying this situation is nefarious in any way. However, what if it was? You don't know. Laura is too involved in herself and drama to even give a fuck or think twice. I feel for her children, no structure whatsoever. Okay? Here's my response to this. I said, to be honest, I am shocked she said this on here. Now, if you guys don't know what we're referencing, she was live the other day. Again, Laura just sharing shit on the internet like an idiot. TMI, you know, on the internet. She shared this thing where it was like, she was saying, oh, what the fuck was it? She was saying, her son, you know, sharing this story about how her son went to some other state, I don't know, Georgia, some bullshit, South Carolina, something. And like during the live, because she's an idiot, she's like, oh yeah, I didn't know this until today. Like, so she didn't know like who he was going with and like how he knew these people until like the day she dropped them off at the airport. And of course I'm like, dude, like, I'm sorry, as a parent, that just shocks me because I would fucking be like, hold on a second. Who's paying for your plane ticket? Who are these people? How do you know them? Like, there's no way I'm sending my kid on a plane to go to another state by himself without knowing all the fucking details of where he's going and who he's going with. There's no way I would find out anything that day because that just wouldn't happen. But I, you know, maybe just I'm different. I don't know. Like I said the other day, I'm a little bit of a helicopter parent, maybe. So anyway, I said, to be honest, I'm shocked she said this on here. There's not much that she could say that will shock me, but this did, given the fact that she admittedly didn't know where he was going or who with. And I said, you are correct in saying predators take advantage of children in vulnerable places. That's just a fact. It's just a fact. Go read up on predators. Not saying this person is a predator, just saying that it is a fact. Okay. That is 100% accurate. I pray for her son's safety. Okay. She is very naive in trusting that just because someone has money, it means they're a good person. So I'm assuming, I don't know, but that was the only comment I wrote about her yesterday. And one of the people that sent me a clip of her told me that she was upset over a comment. So I didn't watch the live, so I don't know exactly which comment. Maybe that was it. It had to be it because that was the only comment I wrote in regards to her yesterday morning. So, so I mean, Laura, you got called out. It's like not even called out. You put this story out on the internet, and it made you look irresponsible. That's not my fault, you know. I just gave an opinion about it. That's all. But I said I pray for her son's safety. So I don't know if that got her triggered because I do, you know. I pray for any kid's safety if they're traveling out of state or, you know, away from their parents. That's just normal. But I mean, she puts this shit out here and then she gets upset when people are like, oh, that's fucking weird. You know, sorry, Laura. I'm sorry you don't have enough sense to fucking no. So I was sent another clip. Let me see if I can find this one. Hold on a second. I sent one more clip. And I didn't even listen to the whole thing, to be quite honest with you, because I was like, I had a good day yesterday. I don't feel like getting aggravated with Laura. Like, as much as she thinks I'm obsessed with her, I need Laura breaks, bro. Like, I can't, you know, I can only take so much of her. Fucking listening to her stupid ass. So this was another.
It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, it is true, Adakora, that she don't like her kid. It is true. Trust me.
Guys, it's true. I don't like my kid. This is what this asshole's saying. Like, this is just the dumbest thing. Who believes that I don't like that kid? Can somebody fucking block Daddy Secor? Obviously, one of Laura's people. Pray for your teeth. I will. Or Laura herself, because she's the only one who's that obsessed with my fucking teeth. Yeah, Adakor needs to shut her fucking yap. She needs help. She's all mad at me because she was annoying me in a comment section in a live one day. Okay, thank you. I'll make sure I go to the dentist. Make sure Laura gets her fucking rotten tooth filled and pulled, okay? Since you're going around, since you're the dentist, make sure Laura goes and gets that fucking rotten the tooth that's rotting out of her fucking skull right now fixed.
Been on the phone with her multiple times. She doesn't even cook for her own kid. She buys them fast food every fucking day. She is disgusting as a mother and as a human. And if you don't like it, carry on, because that's fact. Tiffany Marie can back me up on that 100%. She's been on the...
As a human, guys. I'm disgusting as a human. It's human, Laura. But we'll there we go. All right.
Phone with her. She puts on YouTube. She tries to make it out like she's such a caring parent. She couldn't give two shits about her kid. That's a fact.
Oh my God.
So anyway, she's like, you are correct in saying the predators take advantage of children and
Oh, so it was this comment. I didn't even listen to this whole thing. I stopped it when she was like, what do you call it? I don't like my kid. I put on an act.
Places.
I mean, Laura, that is the most stupid fucking thing that you could even say. So I guess Laura thinks because like we were on the phone with each other. First of all, she mentioned my husband. And Laura, you got an obsession with my husband. I know you need dick. But this is my man, my dick. Okay? Get your own dick. Okay? Well, that's never happening. But anyway, my husband is mine. Okay? Don't worry about him. I don't talk bad about my husband. Any one of my friends in here can tell you that. You'll never hear me talk shit about my husband. It ain't happening. Okay? I don't talk badly about my husband to anybody. So for her to say that I hate my husband or something, you're retarded, Laura. You're just sorry. Sorry to use the R word, but you're an idiot. Okay? Second of all, fucking, I guess Laura, because like, you know, first of all, when I used to talk on the phone with Laura, how many years ago was that? My son was like 5, I think. And like, you know, he was home all day. He's driving me nuts. So yeah, Laura, was there times that my son would get on my nerves and I would have to like redirect him and tell him, you know, go do this or go do that or stop bothering me? Sure. Does that mean I hate my son? I mean, really, Laura, that's what you equate. So me yelling at my son and teaching a 5-year-old that an adult is talking and that you need to go find something else to do, that's me hating my son. Like, wow. I mean, because I've heard Laura yelling at her kids, who's, you know, not for nothing, Lauren, even if I did feed my kid, whatever, fast food every single day of his life, okay, at least he could eat. At least my son could fucking eat whenever the fuck he wants. Are you jealous because you can't afford fast food and you're on food stamps? Because at least my son could eat whenever the fuck he wants, and there's no lock on my refrigerator, and I'm not sitting there going, who's in the kitchen? Who's taking Gatorades? I mean, this fucking food Nazi has some balls to talk about food with her kid when she's sitting in there screaming. I mean, you know, I guess if I got food stamps, you know, I would cook every fucking day, Laura, but my son plays hockey, so I can't cook for him every day because we're running around every day. Unlike you, I'm not sitting on my fat ass behind a computer every day. I'm actually doing things with my kid, actually doing things with him, taking him places, driving him to hockey practice, sitting at his hockey practice, sitting at his games, filming his games for him. Every game he's ever played, I have it on tape, you know? So, but at least my kid could fucking eat when he wants to. At least I'm not, you know, putting locks on my refrigerator. So I'd rather my son be home safe with me, eating all the fucking fast food he wants, than irresponsibly flying him out to somebody else's fucking house and I don't know who he's with just because the dad has money, quote unquote. So have several fucking seats, Laura. And then Tiffany, you're going to have Tiffany. Why don't you ask Tiffany about the stink bugs in her house and how she was screaming at her son? Does that make me think Tiffany hates her son? You know what's so funny? She's like, oh, we were on the phone. My son, yeah, because I used to have to fucking sit on the phone with these two assholes for hours and hours and hours on end, listening to them whine about fucking YouTube as if this is like a real problem in the world. So you know what? Maybe I was wrong. And by sitting on the phone with these two assholes instead of fucking paying attention to my son at the time, you know, like maybe that was the problem, was that I was on the phone because talking to these two assholes. But I've heard both of them yell at their kids on the phone. Do I think that they hate their kids? No, I think that they love their kids, but their kids are also teenagers. So, you know, I mean, I guess they forget what it's like to have a 5-year-old when you have a 15-year-old. You forget that 5-year-olds are a little needy. They're always bothering you for something. But I guess because I have to, you know, redirect my kid and yell at him sometimes, that means that I hate him. Like, what the fuck kind of stupid shit is that to say? Honestly. You sound like a fucking idiot, Laura. It's like always, every time Laura has to talk about me, it always has to be about my kid and my husband. Because you know why? There's nothing else she could say about me. She knows she's not going to hurt me in any other way. And to be honest, the comments about my kid and my husband don't hurt me because, like, Laura, you're an idiot. You just sound stupid. You make yourself sound really fucking stupid when you say shit like that. I hate my kid. I hate my kid. I'm the one who goes live when my kid's not home so that when he is home, I could do things with him. You know, you're the one who sits at your kid's football game and sits on the bleachers live because you're a lonely fucking weirdo and you can't socialize properly with like real life people. So instead of socializing with the other parents at a football practice or a football game, you're sitting there talking to a bunch of strangers on the internet. Fucking idiot. Everybody's kids get on their nerves at times. Yeah. So like, I guess because like my son was home and I tell him, you know, go do this or go do that, he's annoying. I'm a bad parent. I hate my kid. That must mean that I hate my kid. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about, Laura? You sound like a fucking idiot. I hate my kid. Okay. And I hate my husband. That's the funniest one too. The fucking like, cause that one, dude, you'll never hear me talk bad about my husband or hear me fucking yelling at him or anything like that. That don't happen. So like that fucking makes me laugh even more because it's like, come on, Laura. I hate my husband. I've been married for fucking 11 years, Laura. Yeah, that's a sign of me hating my husband. Fucking idiot. Because she's got nothing else, dude. She is not intelligent or witty enough to go after anything else. Anything else. Let me guess. In the same live, I guarantee she mentioned my teeth because, you know, she can't. The three things that she goes after every time. When Laura, I could sit here all day and go after everything about you. There's a million things I could say about you without having to attack your family, by the way. I don't know why you got so triggered by that comment because I was just replying to somebody else's comment. I basically reiterated what the person said to me. Those aren't even my words. Like, you know, I'm reiterating, yeah, you're right. You're right. Predators prey on vulnerable children. That is a fucking fact, dude. I mean, everybody knows that. They go after vulnerable children. I know it from my own family. If I had to pick any of my cousins that I would think would be, you know, a victim that would be a victim to somebody that would do something like that, the cousin that I picked is the cousin that it happened to because she was just the most vulnerable one. She was going through some shit at the time, and that's the predator saw it and they fucking went after her. You know, they prey on the weak like a wolf. You know, they prey on the little sheep, the weak little sheep. That's what they do. That's a fact. So maybe she's so mad because she feels stupid. Number one, for sharing that on the internet. Because Laura, why do you share this shit on the internet? You know, you sound like a fucking idiot. But number two, like, Laura, use your brain, dude. Just because somebody has money, that doesn't mean they're a good person. You know, like you admittedly came on the internet and admit to not knowing where your kid was going and who with until the day he was leaving. That's on you, Laura. See, and even with that, that doesn't make me think Laura hates her kid or anything. It's just that Laura's an idiot. You know, that's really what that comes down to. Get off the couch. That's really what it comes down to. Laura's just an idiot. And nothing more. You know, she's so wrapped up in her own bullshit and her own life that she doesn't bother to fucking ask the questions that a normal person would ask. That's really what it comes down to. Does it make me feel like Laura doesn't care about her kid? No, Laura, I know Laura cares about her kids. I know she does. She just made a fucking mistake as a parent, dude, which we all do. But apparently in Laura's, you know, world, if you know, it goes to her black and white thinking, right? So if I get annoyed by my kid while I'm on the phone with her, which I did, I know I did, because he would be annoying sometimes. You know, I still get annoyed by him. I got annoyed by him last night. He did something stupid at the store when I was out with him. And I had to tell him, you know, you don't do that. I mean, I don't know. Laura and Tiffany, their kids must have just been fucking perfect little angels. Always, you know, never make mistakes. I just heard my son just told me a story yesterday of this shit that happened at camp. One of the kids that I know this kid. I know the parents. He comes from a great family. And this is like, and the reason I'm telling you this is because they have such black and white thinking, dude. So if somebody does something bad, that means they're a bad person all the time. That's their, you know, thinking. Well, Tiffany is a borderline, so I don't, you know, expect anything less. Or allegedly, she is. Sorry, let me put that out there. But anyway, my son told me a story this morning when we were on our way to camp. This kid that I've known for years, and this kid comes from the nicest family, okay? Nicest kid ever. He really is. Last year at camp, you know, they have games. They have like hockey games on Fridays, so we go watch. Well, last year he like accidentally fell on this kid and the kid broke his leg at the game. So this year, my son tells me that the same kid, and I'm shocked. He's a big kid, this kid. He's just one of those kids who's like kind of abnormally big for his size. The first week we were away that week. But the first week of camp, the kid got mad and he took his hockey stick and he swung it like a bat at another kid. And he ended up hitting the kid's arm and breaking his arm. You know, do I think he was like trying to break the kid's arm? No, of course not. He just like, you know, he got mad. He reacted really quickly. And then he hit the kid's arm and it broke. Like he must have just hit him right in that right spot. But I was like shocked to hear this because I'm like, I had to ask my son, like, are you sure it's this kid, Jesse? Because like this kid's the nicest, most polite kid. You know, every time I see him, he comes up to me, talks to me, says hi to me. Like he's very friendly with the other kids. He's always looking out for my son, you know? So like, I was shocked to hear that he kind of, did something stupid like that. You know, like I was shocked because his dad's, really nice. Like his family's he's a really nice kid, comes from a really good family, really good family. So I was just like, holy shit, See, like in Laura's brain, Laura would be like, oh, that kid's a bad kid. No, the kid just fucking made a mistake. He did something stupid. He reacted and did something stupid. And that's it. That doesn't mean he's a bad kid. But she doesn't understand that. These fucking idiots that think in black and white, they don't understand that. Like, people make mistakes, things happen. I could get annoyed with my kid, Laura. That doesn't mean that I don't love him. Like, you sound like a fucking idiot. She doesn't like her kid. You sound so stupid. You're an idiot. Anyway. That's the one thing she didn't mention this time with your teeth. Hold on. Let me scroll up there. I know why. She was so triggered, though. It got way worse. Yeah. I'm not going to give her the attention that she wants. Hey, Miss Nomer! Is that the real Miss Nomer? The only reason her teeth are a little straight is because she e-begged several years for Invisalign. Holy shit, I was just asking about you, Miss Nomer. Just like 2 days ago. Holy shit. I'm happy to see you. B-Friggs that asked if anybody had seen Mandy Waller on here, and I'm like, no. And then I'm like, have you seen? Then we started naming people we haven't seen, and you were my person that I said, I'm so happy to see you. I've been thinking about you. Every time I look at my little plant in my kitchen, I'm like, where's Miss Nomer? Where is she? So I'm glad to see you. But yeah, you're right. Well, right. Laura's teeth got fixed because she e-begged, and her fucking tooth is rotting out of her fucking head right now. She needs a root canal. And, but don't worry, guys. She warned everybody she's going to put up a PayPal pool. Like, I don't talk on Laura to have her fight with me. I don't know. I really don't give a fuck what she has to say about me. The only reason I'm responding to it is because other people get upset by it. And I'm just letting you know, don't get upset by it. She's ignorant. I mean, what kind of fucking asshole would even say that, somebody hates their kids? Like, come on, Laura, and their husband. This just sounds like, that's just ignorance. You sound like a fucking idiot, Laura. You really do. But like, what I don't need to respond, because when she flips out like that, everybody's laughing at her, because she sounds so stupid. There's nothing really I could say that's going to make her sound as stupid as she makes herself sound. Her fucking rants speak for themselves. The stupid low places that she goes, it's like, it just should tell you everything that you need to fucking know about her, dude. She's an asshole. And she's ignorant, and she's unintelligent. You know what I'm saying? She's not witty. Like, she just can't come up with anything intelligent, critical, or anything like that. She's not a critical thinker. She doesn't understand how to respond to people in a way that's going to make her look better. She's just stupid. And it's sad because she's 10 years older than me, and she should be. Oh, thank you, Linky. Thank you for the super chat. She's emotionally stunted. Great way to say it. Definition of arrested development. 100%. 100%. Her emotional intelligence is very low. And it shows every time she flips out like that and just starts fucking rattling off crazy shit from the top of her brain. She's like, oh, make him off the racer kid. Like, all right, Laura, yeah, I hate my kid. And my husband, too. We hate each other. Yeah. Okay. Like, when she says shit like that, it shows me that Laura just doesn't live in reality. She's never been married. She hasn't had a long-term relationship, that's ever gone anywhere. It's like she's lived her entire existence in turmoil. Her entire fucking existence as an adult has been lived in turmoil, from moving from place to place, struggling as a single mom. And Laura, what the fuck do you think? Because that was another thing I heard, that I'm jealous of her. Please, I ask you, for the 100th time, what the fuck do you think I'm jealous of, Laura? Of you? Your struggling single mother fucking lifestyle, having to e-beg to get your teeth fixed lifestyle? Is that what I'm fucking jealous of? I mean, come on, girl. You got nothing that you have, absolutely nothing that I would ever be jealous of. No offense, but that's just the truth. You've lived a chaotic, fucking turmoil-filled life. Why would I be fucking jealous of you? I just don't understand it. You're struggling to fucking get by and live every day, Laura. Why would I be jealous of you? You're raising 3 kids on your own, and the dads aren't in their lives. Why would I be jealous of you, dude? I just don't understand that. I think it's the other way around, Laura. I think that's why you get so fucking mad. Quite honestly. I don't even like saying people are jealous of me. But when somebody flips out like that and goes after your kid and your husband, that tells me that they want to destroy the things that make you happy. She's a fucking psycho, dude. Like, keep it on YouTube, Laura. My husband doesn't control me. I don't know if you've noticed that, but do I do things? Here's the difference, okay? What Laura probably doesn't realize. The difference between controlling each other and then like just being mutually respectful to each other. And that's the relationship that me and my husband have. You know, we still have our own lives. My husband has his own hobbies and his own things that he does. And I have my own things and my own hobbies and my own life, my own friends and stuff like that. But, you know, we respect each other. So there's certain things I wouldn't do out of respect for him and vice versa. But like, I'm going to still do what I want to do. He's not going to control my every move in life. Like, I don't know what kind of relationships you were in, but that's not how my relationship works. You sound like a fucking weirdo saying shit like that, thinking that somebody's afraid of their husband. Like it's fucking like we're living in fucking, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know, like the 1950s or some shit, you know, and I'm some 1950s housewife who stays home barefoot and pregnant. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Maybe that's how things were in Laura's home growing up, you know? I don't know, but that's not how it is in my house. Yeah, my husband's going to take my computer. My husband's going to be like, "Ugh, Liana, why are you so obsessed with Laura?" Like, my husband knows it's just shit talking on the internet. Like, he's not stupid, you know? He thinks this whole thing is crazy and ridiculous. Everybody on the internet, he thinks it's ridiculous. Her children are good kids because they have private example of what not to do in life. Yeah, that happens. But like, I don't know why that comment triggered her so much. Because again, I was just reiterating what the person said, and I said I pray for her son's safety. And why that got her so angry, I don't know. You know, sorry, Laura, but somebody's got to do it, I guess, right? I feel when she goes off like this so bad, it tells me she's not doing well, either YouTube wise, candle wise, Cash App wise, etc. It's something it shows when she goes low and brings in your kid and husband. Yeah, that's what it shows me. When you're that angry over fucking YouTube, Laura, it's time to log off, boo-boo. Take a break, dude. Seriously. Instead of coming on here and fucking raging out and making yourself look like a fucking asshole, because that's really all you did yesterday. You know, everybody was laughing at you. Everybody knows that like the shit that comes out of her mouth 99.9% of the time isn't even the fucking truth, you know? So it's like, nobody believes you, Laura. So you're really just making yourself look like a fucking asshole. I think even the people that like don't like me probably know that that's not true, you know? But except for maybe a few that are just completely brainwashed by her. Ms. Dover, yeah, that's her go-to. She's gonna call your mom, your cousin, your sister-in-law, your fucking employer, whoever she can, like a child, like a fucking child. That's what kids do. I'm gonna go tell your mommy. That's why I named this live. I'm gonna go call your mommy because it's like a little kid. I'm gonna call your mommy on you. I'm gonna go tell the teacher. Like, what the fuck, Laura? Seriously, how old are you? 50? Grow the fuck up, dude. Log off and fucking get your shit together, Laura. Log off the internet when you're feeling like that. Take a deep fucking breath and fucking go smoke some weed. Play with a fucking dildo. I don't know. Do what you gotta do. Go get laid or something. You know? So you're not so fucking angry, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, Purple Raid, agreed. Agreed. She gives herself away too when she does shit like this. Because it's like, Laura, see where her brain goes immediately? Instead of just saying, you know what, I'm gonna come on here and tell Mika Mobster what a fucking asshole she is. That's her brain goes to like, what could I do real life to hurt this person? Again, this is a woman who drove 8 hours to get back at somebody for, something they did to her 10 years prior that she just can't get over and can't move on from. Because she's that vengeful and fucking filled with rage still after 10 fucking years. Isn't she 53? No, she's 52 because she's exactly 10 years older than me. Well, I don't know exactly what her birthday is, but I know she's exactly 10 years older than me because she's born in 1971. I'm 81. So she's 52. She'll be 53 this year, right? No, because I'm turning 53 next year. I mean, not 53, 43 next year. So, but it's like when I talk to her, even when we were friends, I don't feel like I'm talking to somebody who's fucking 10 years older than me. And I know like age disappears, the older you get, like it's almost like we're all the same age. You know what I'm saying? Like that generational gap closes once you like get into your 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. But like, I literally feel like I'm talking to somebody who's like 20 years younger than me, mentality wise, when I used to talk to her on the phone. When I listen to her talk, I feel like I'm talking to somebody who's still stuck in a very immature mindset, for somebody who's supposed to be 10 years older than me. That's 10 years wiser and more mature than I am. Like when I talk to Beefergs or Hummingbird, right? Who are both like not 10 years older than me, but they're a couple years older than me. I can tell that they're older and more mature than me. You know what I'm saying? That they've been through, they have more life experience than I do, even if it's only by a couple of years. When I talk to figure skating coach, she's older than me. I know that she has that life experience, that old wisdom that comes with, age. Like when I talk to Laura, I feel like I'm talking to somebody who I have to like almost be the parent of because she's so immature mentally. Well, when I used to talk to her. I'm not 37 yet. I have a month left. Ooh, you're a baby. But you know what I'm saying? It's like she's so mentally immature. I don't think she ever matured past like a certain age. It seems like she just got kind of stuck mentally somewhere and hasn't grown up. Purple Rain, I don't think you act younger. I don't see that. Laura just comes across as uneducated. You have to dumb it down for her to understand. Just her reactions to things, which I find, again, I always find it so odd because I'm like, she's on, medication that's supposed to like help with impulsivity. Like that's one of the things it's supposed to help with is like being an impulsive person. And it's like having the opposite effect on her. I mean, there's still self-control there that has to play in. Because to me, as somebody who's been, diagnosed with ADHD, like there's no point of taking the medication unless you're also going to do the work, because the medication that you take for it isn't like a fucking, but she probably thinks it is, but it's not for any mental health condition. Medication is part of the battle, right? You still have to work on yourself. You don't just pop a pill and all your problems are solved. That's not how it works. And it's like, she's clearly like just has no fucking control over her impulses. Like I could have fired a live up last night and raged out and reacted to everything she said. But I was like, it's not worth it. I could wait until tomorrow and react to the two things that I fucking heard. I didn't listen to her whole live because I don't talk about her for that. I'm not looking to engage with her, or fight with her, or have a back and forth with her. And I don't think she gets this. It's like, Laura, you're on the internet. I do commentary because like you just continuously do stupid shit. Like defending Zav Girl, that's a stupid fucking thing. You look like a fool when you do that. And I'm not the only person that calls you out. you know? She talks crime or crazy thinking really comes out. She says the most bizarre things. Yeah, what was she saying the other day? Oh, somebody sent me a clip of her saying that she fucking thinks that Brian Koberger rented a car. And I'm like, where the fuck did you get that? Except for the whole fact that that can't be possible because the car was registered to him. Like, where the fuck did you get that he rented the car? Did you even read the fucking PCA, Laura? Like, or what is it? No, am I saying the wrong letters? I think I just did. Whatever. Did you read the fucking arrest affidavit, Laura? That's fucking not even possible. It's not even a possibility that he rented a car. What the fuck are you talking about? He rented a car. Then why was his car driving around by itself? Like, was his car driving itself around the neighborhood, being spotted on cameras everywhere in Moscow and Pullman? Like, what the fuck? That dumbass still says, well, let's speak about that whole thing. Brian Enton did a fabulous job last night calling them out. And I guarantee you now, not Zavgirl, the two idiots that were defending Zavgirl, which would be Betty Bullhorn and Laura, they're going to start discrediting Brian Enton now, because they look like assholes. Zavgirl, how embarrassing to be called out on national TV with your picture shown, okay? How embarrassing. How fucking embarrassing. Let me see if I can find a clip of this for those of you who didn't see it. I mean, he did a fucking great job calling her ass out. Here's the clip. We'll take a look. Hold on a second. Let me just share this. I think he did. This is here. If anybody ever has any questions. Oh, wait, hold on a second. How come if anybody ever has any questions about what separates, true crime YouTubers and professionals, here it is. Here's your answer right here. This is how, okay? Because this guy managed, without doing hours-long live streams, and I'm not putting anybody down for that. We have the ability to do that. I'm just saying he managed to say everything that needed to be said, so eloquently and so professionally within a minute. He was able to sum it all up within a minute and just say it with a lot of impact and power behind his words. So.
And they actually released.
Hold on. Let me just rewind it.
And they actually released the photos to her. She had to pay. They released the photos and she got them. And you can just imagine, based on the description of the way that.
He's such a handsome little boy, this boy. It's just God, it just breaks my heart. He literally looks like he could be one of my son's friends because they're around the same age. And he's such a cute little boy. It just kills me.
That little boy was killed, what those photos looked like. Zavgirl then proceeded to post them on her Patreon account, which is an account attached to her YouTube page. And she charged her followers money to see the autopsy photos. For $3, you could see little Gannon's body. She was making money off of that little boy's autopsy photos of a severely beaten to death little boy. Really, they just got no place on the internet. It was hard enough for the jury to have to look at them. Yep. But for this YouTuber to go to all that trouble to request them, to pay the money, to get them from the government, and not only post them, but then to charge people to see them.
This is so funny. Brian's take. I didn't even realize this. It is truly sick for someone to profit off of this horrific crime. Zavgirl, he puts in quotes, is hiding behind her computer and showing no regard for a grieving family.
I mean, I just find it sick. I question, has Zavgirl ever even been in a courtroom or interviewed a grieving family? That's my issue with some of these YouTubers that cause problems.
You know what? When he said this last night, it really made me think of something, okay? There are certain people on here that I watch that cover true crime cases, right? And all right, I'm going to use the Glare as example. The Glare always expresses, every time you hear him talk about these cases, he always expresses some type of empathy for the families, right? For what they're going through. I mean, he really I think out of a lot of people, he really enforces that idea. You know, he's always expressing how hard this is on the families and how hard it is for the victims and everything like that. And I thought about it. I'm like, you know, there's certain people on here who call themselves, you know, true crime YouTubers that, like, I never hear them, never ever hear them sympathizing with the families, you know? I mean, because there's a way that you could tell these stories, like, and they've even, not only have they not sympathized with the families, let me back this up here for a second. They also go out of their way to explain how, like, you need to look at this from an emotionally detached, you know, way. Like, they brag about being emotionally detached, and like that should be a fucking red flag to anybody who's listening. Okay. And Zav Girl being one of them, because she said it in her little post. She was like, oh, I'd like to look at these in a scientifically detached way. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You know, there's no way that I could ever detach enough, or that I want to detach enough to look at pictures like that of a child. Like, I just never would want to see that. You know, there's just certain things in life that we just shouldn't have to ever see. And to voluntarily want to look at something like that is just sick, in my opinion. Honestly, I mean, have I seen gruesome things on the internet? Of course I have. But, like, you know, a lot of those things I've stumbled upon on accident and haven't, you know, searched for them, because I just don't need to see them. But when it comes to a child, there's just no way. I mean, even the police officers and the people that have to do this because it's their job, you think that they're capable of completely emotionally detaching themselves? Because I don't think they can. In fact, I know they can't in certain cases. I mean, there's articles out there written about specifically the detectives that had to deal with the Watts, you know, case. The kids, they had to resign after that because they were just so fucked up from what they had to see. So, I mean, those people that are sitting around, Laura, Betty, Sad Girl, you know, fucking bragging about being emotionally detaching themselves, like, that's a huge fucking red flag for me. That, you know, if you could do that, if you're capable of doing that, right, for no other reason, because I know, like, there's people out there that have to kind of do that, right? Like I said, police officers, emergency workers, they have to do that because it's their fucking job. They're getting paid to do this, okay? But a normal person who just goes around bragging how they emotionally detach, that's not fucking normal, dude. That's not normal. It's a huge red flag to me as to people who are just doing this shit for money, you know? And because they have some weird fucking morbid curiosity, because that's really what it is at the end of the day. It isn't learning, it isn't scientific, it's just morbid curiosity. And if you were fucking maybe honest about it, then I'd have a little more respect for you. You know, if you just said, hey, you know what, I just want to know what it looks like, fine. I'll respect that more than you trying to mask it in some other bullshit like it's scientific and, you know, all this shit. No, you're just a morbidly curious fucking asshole. That's really what it comes down to.
Hide behind their computers. They don't even use their real names. Like in this case, we don't even know who Zav Girl really is. And if you're so proud of your page, I don't know why people don't just use their real name. And this isn't some video game or TV show you're playing on your computer. You know, this is a real family's life. This morning, Zav Girl, she got a lot of heat for this. She posted a statement on her YouTube page about the controversy. It was deleted. It's back up now. I screen grabbed it. This is part of it. She wrote, the reality of the situation is that different people feel differently about this. Some people are genuinely think making a video, including the autopsy photos, is bad, and I respect their opinion and feelings. Other people like myself think of autopsy photos and the coroner disgusting, explaining, interesting, and informative. Are all able to view it in a more scientific, detached way.
I'm so glad he highlighted that portion, because when I read her post the other day, that exact paragraph is the one that fucking stood out to me. And it probably stood out to everybody else, you know, because like that right there sums it all up, you know, and it sounds sick. I don't know if she realized this, but I'm starting to realize that she's just completely lacking in empathy, you know, to say something like that. I don't know. Maybe it was her wording, but that's just, yeah, that was, I just don't understand how looking at photos is scientific, how that can be seen as scientific, you know, unless you really truly understand
decay and like, you know what I'm saying, and like wounds, and you're some type of expert on that kind of shit, right? Where you're examining these photos and you're looking for something that's maybe somebody else hasn't noticed about the wounds or something. I don't know, but that's not the case here. We know that these are just regular fucking Joe Schmoes, regular people that just want to fucking see what it looks like. That's really what it just comes down to. For some sick reason.
That girl there.
And here's the other thing. I wrote this in my community post last night. Like, you're facilitating, there's sick people on the internet, sick fucking people on the internet, okay, who are following this shit for the wrong reasons. And you're facilitating now a place for those people to convene and view those photos for whatever, so they could get off on them, because there's sick people out in this fucking world, and now the photos have spread. Like, when you have that many subscribers, I don't know how many Patreons she has, but I'm sure she has a lot. You don't know who's watching you at that point in time. You know what kind of sick, creepy fucks are watching you. And, you're helping to facilitate now some fucking weirdos that might get off on this kind of shit. As sick as that sounds, trust me, there's people out there that get off on this kind of shit.
There's nothing deep.
Like, I'm talking about getting off on, like, people make snuff films, okay? They get off on, like, seeing violence and seeing that type of shit, okay? And especially to a child. There's people, I know it sounds sick, but you're facilitating that now. Like, I don't understand how. I know Plunder, okay? I'm just using her as an example. She's one of the people who does a lot of these records quests, right? The open records requests. I don't think she would ever get the files from the Letitia Stout case and think that it's okay to show Gannon's autopsy photos, even if they came within the file. It just comes down to, just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Make a decision and be like, you know what, this probably isn't right to show these. That's what news organizations do. I mean, even if they show things, right, on TV or in a documentary, they blur things out, they blur it out. And they show, like, the outline, so what you're looking at, but you're not seeing the whole thing. I mean, she just used no fucking good judgment in any of this.
Detached about posting the autopsy photos of an 11-year-old little boy, and
Let
then
me
the
rewind.
scientific, detached way. Well, Zav girl, there is nothing detached about posting the autopsy photos of an 11-year-old little boy, and then on top of it, which I really think pushes it over the line, charging money for people to see them. It is sick, it's deranged, and you should just own up to it. Whoever you are, wherever you live,
Yep.
maybe get out from behind your computer screen, go to the local courthouse, and actually sit through a murder trial and see what it's like for the families in real life. Not on YouTube, not sitting behind your computer and thinking about clicks, but actually go to the courthouse and see what these families actually have to deal with, and then think about how it might feel for them after having to see those photos in the courtroom, to then have them plastered all over the internet, and then be trying to charge people money to view them so you can get rich off of it. It's just awful. I want to bring in District Attorney Michael.
Like, dude, he did such a good job. Just right there between those two pauses that I did. Like, just saying, go sit in a fucking courtroom and actually, because this is a guy who's in the field, man. He's there. He's in the courtroom. He's standing out in front of the house. He's there. He's in the field. He's boots on the ground. Okay. He's there. And he's talked to the victims' families. So even though he has to do his reporting, he knows that there's a line that exists. Okay. Between his covering this story and still having empathy for the people that he's talking about. And that's where a lot of these YouTubers are just going completely fucking wrong. The line is gone. It's not just blurred, it's completely fucking gone. And they're just crossing right over that fucking line. And it's sick.
Allen,
and might I add, he invited her. He posted it on Twitter and invited her to come up and explain herself on his show last night. And of course she declined. Because she's going to sit there and be like, I'm being threatened. My real life is being threatened. And look, I don't know if that's true. If you're threatening her, you're an asshole too. Life threats, come on. That's a little extreme. But does she deserve the heat that she's getting? Yeah, she does. She absolutely does. you know, and if she feels unsafe because of it, well, sorry, because I'll tell you right now, if that was my kid, I would guarantee you would feel unsafe about it, because I would make sure you feel unsafe. But, you know, that's just me. But I'm just saying, just, you know, you deserve everything you're getting back. Sorry.
Served as the lead prosecutor on Little Gannon's case. Thank you for being with us, Michael. You were the lead prosecutor. You had to go through that whole trial. I can't even imagine, like, this just got me so mad thinking about Gannon's family. I know they're aware of this. I mean, how are they processing all of this?
I didn't realize this. I guess I just, you know, I don't know. I didn't realize this. So Gannon's case, was it, well, I'm more asking than realizing. Was his case actually tried in Florida because that's where his, you know, his body was ultimately found? Because that was something that I was thinking of last night, because they said that the open records request was through Florida, right? The state of Florida. So is that where she got the records from? Because I'm thinking, I thought his case was in Colorado. Like, I thought, like, the trial took place in Colorado. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I know they live there, but, and then, you know, his body was found else in Florida. But what I'm saying is, where the actual, like, where did her trial actually take place? Because it's making me think, if you did an open records request in Colorado, okay, then that means you were going to get all the evidence. If the court case took place in Colorado, then you would get, oh, so it was in Colorado. Okay, so then she had to specifically go to Florida to get specifically those photos. They wouldn't have all the court files in Florida, right? Because it wasn't tried there. They're only going to have the photos from, I guess maybe his autopsy was conducted there, and then because his body was found there, so they have to do the autopsy there. So in other words, she had to specifically request those files, because that's all they're going to have there. They're not going to have all the files in Florida because the case took place in Colorado. No? Or am I wrong? Right? If they find the body in Florida, clearly they have to autopsy it there. So she specifically had to go request the autopsy photos, is what I'm saying, separately from all the other documents and stuff that went along with the case that happened in Colorado, because this case happened across state lines. Fucking sick. They sent it all over to Colorado. Oh, okay. So she requested it because that was the thing. I think they say it during this. Hold on, let me play this and then I'll finish explaining it, because I think they talk about that and where she got him from.
Well, thanks for having me on to talk about this. First off, we reached out to the family members and had discussions with them about this, just letting them know that, one, it's happening and sort of what they can do potentially to combat this. But honestly, there's nothing they can do to get these photos down once they're on the internet.
That is so fucking sad, like, to me, but that is the truth. You know, it's very hard once, like, photos hit the internet to get them off the internet. So that sucks, you know, for his family.
It's just completely disrespectful to the family members that have had to live through this horror. But even more so, Gannon deserves so much more in life from his stepmother, and he certainly deserves dignity and respect in death. And there's nothing about what this YouTuber is doing, and I think there's another one out there as well that they're doing that provides any dignity.
Talking to you, Natasha Cooper, you fucking douche.
Or respect to Gannon. And the statement that they put out about this incident, sort of justifying it, it just rings hollow. Other ways to do this. Scientifically, they could have used body diagrams that the autopsy also included.
That's funny, because I said that the other day when we were talking about this. Really, that's going to help you understand it. Like, there's no need to actually see the wounds to understand what happened. They have diagrams. There's testimony. Like, this is like after the case. You know, the case is closed. This person's been convicted and they're in jail for the rest of their lives, right? So, like, there's no need to, like, investigate this case anymore because it's fucking over. It's done, you know? And there's testimony, and, like, that's going to be the most information you're going to get about what happened, especially from people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, is listening to the medical examiner's testimony. and learning about it. So like, I just don't understand it. I just don't get it.
Instead of putting the actual pictures of Gannon's just completely broken body that reflects the depravity and horror that he had to live through and die at the hands of his stepmother, that he had to suffer, it's outright disgusting. And it just speaks to the lowest of human forms, in my opinion.
Dude, how embarrassing. She's lucky at this point that she didn't put her fucking real name on the internet, because like, you just got explained by like the lowest of human forms. Like, that's fucking sad.
Thank you for watching. Go to news.
Oh, they cut it off. Fuck. They always do that. Well, anyway, I believe they finished in discussing that. I thought Brian Enton mentioned her. They talked about the records coming from Florida at some point in time. And so that's why I was asking about that, because I don't know that Colorado releases the records, like the autopsy and stuff. Like, just because there's a Freedom of Information Act in certain places, it doesn't mean that they will give you everything. Just like here, I could file a FOIA request for, different things, but it doesn't mean I'm going to get them, So, and let me just say this too, because somebody was explaining this on another channel last night. Like, when you do a Freedom of Information Act, you have to be very specific about what you want. You don't just write on there, oh, I need the case files for this. Like, you have to list what exactly you want: body camera footage, interviews, text messages. You have to be very specific in what you're looking for. So she had to have listed that on there. Exactly, Stephanie. Just because one can doesn't mean she should. Exactly. Read Zav's community post she just made. Ooh, all right. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up. I mean, I told you guys the other day, I was watching some of her videos because, some of the interviews and stuff. And I was like, I was going to comment. And then I was like, ooh, I'm like, I feel like this girl did something that I remember not being a fan of. And I think it was back when she was using the heads of like victims as like her membership emojis. Like, girl, come on. This isn't like a trivia game. You know what I'm saying? Like, have some fucking respect for these people. I don't know her. I don't watch her channel regularly. And I certainly wouldn't sit through one of her live streams. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know this girl, and I don't know if she just got carried away. I'm not trying to make excuses for her. I'm just trying to, or if she's just really a cold-blooded, non-emotional fucking robot. I don't know. But someone please contact me. And someone please email me contact info for Landon that is accurate and up to date if possible. Come on, girl. Why? Leave her alone. What are you going to apologize now? It's too late. It's too late to apologize. You can find her on social media the same way many other people did. Like, why should anybody help you at this point? Why? I can't believe she left this up on her fucking thing. Let's see what the comments say. Hold on. I'll share it with you guys so you can see. That's her post. I would look, if I was her, I say at this point in time, maybe issue an online apology. Okay. If that's what you're looking to do, but leave the family alone. I mean, I just don't think right now at this point in time, it's conducive to their well-being for you to fucking reach out to them personally. And especially like this, I mean, not for nothing, you were being called out for fucking days about this. Okay. And then fine, it got picked up on the national news now. So now it's like probably a lot more serious, because now people that didn't even know who you were know who you are and are aware of that this is their introduction to you, that you're selling autopsy photos on your fucking thing. Now you want to apologize? You know what I'm saying? This is like the murderer who gets caught, tried, and convicted, and all of a sudden wants to fucking apologize. And it's like, dude, it's too late. You only want to apologize because you're in a fucking shitty situation right now. And so who are you really sorry for? Yourself or the people that you hurt? So let's see what was being said here in the comment sections. Can someone please email contact? Please leave her alone. You've done a lot of damage and Landon needs to heal. What you did is inexcusable. You made it onto News Nation, Zav Ghul. Hope it doesn't stop at that network. I gotta give Brian Enton like props because like he said this earlier in the at some point last night that like he's part of this community, which he's not only a news. I think he truly believes himself to be a part of not only like the news end of it, but he's also part of the online true crime community, you know? And he talked about that a little bit in the beginning of the report. They cut it off on here. But you know, they show Stephanie Harlow on there and a couple of other, you know, bigger YouTubers that are actually respected. And you know, he just like the lawyer, you know, and a couple of other ones that are, you know, actually respected by people because they don't cross the line like this. And you know, I like that he's acknowledging that he's part of this online community too, you know? And like, he's somebody that I feel a lot of people should look up to. Him and JB Buno, my boy JB, you know, should look up to like those types of people because, you know, that's how you conduct yourself in a community like this, you know, online, not the way that these fucking animals conduct themselves. But they should be your role models. All right, so let's see what else it says. Can you put in a FOIA request for it? That seems to work. Gannon's Law. In my personal opinion, I think a public apology to Alan Landon is where you need to start. Yeah, that's what I would say. You know, don't contact them personally at this point. Sending positive, but even then, honestly, I feel like it's gonna fall on deaf ears. Like, you already did it. Now that you got called out by News Nation, your apology is going to seem a lot less sincere at this point in time, you know? So you could send her a fake apology for something you feel wasn't wrong one day ago. Oh, she's getting her ass handed to her. Why would anyone invade their privacy any further than you already have? You might want to think about leaving her alone. She probably doesn't want her email just given out. Yeah, that's the other thing. Hold on. Does she even like say to give it to her privately? Yeah, look. Oh no, she says can someone email me? Okay. Only she did that much. You need to stay the hell away from Landon. She's been through enough. I mean, wouldn't addressing her behind a paywall work? Oh man. You should probably just leave her alone. Afraid of getting sued? You should be afraid. Shame, shame, shame. Damage is done. I wonder how many people have those pictures now. It's out there forever. Ugh. She doesn't want you to have her contact info. Leave that family alone. It's too late for all that. Make a public apology and take your videos down. Wow, you put her son out on the internet for everyone and anyone's consumption. So now you want to merely just email his mother? So classy. Wow, dude, there's nobody here like agreeing with this. Gannon's Law. I have a feeling she doesn't want to speak with someone like you. Dear God, Zav, just stop. Brian Enton probably does. Why don't you ask him? Just saying. You have put this family through enough. Leave them alone. You had your invitation to explain yourself to the world. So why now do you want the mom's info? Weak ass. You caused enough damage. She doesn't want to hear from you. Why would anyone help you? You were canceled. Nothing is going to make this right. Please leave her alone. Make a public apology or whatever you need to do, and it'll get to her. The damage is already done, and that family needs to heal with you drudging this back up again. You can send whatever proceeds you made to the El Paso Victims Advocacy Fund as the family requested. You have no need to contact the family personally. Go away. Are you kidding? London Bridge is falling down. You are unbelievable. Shocking. Who deleted your Patreon? You or Patreon? Leave Alan Landon alone. Haven't you done enough damage? She doesn't want to hear from you. Wow, she's really getting her ass handed to her. Where's all her people? Where's all the people that paid the $3 for this? I don't know the info, Zav, but Science Girl contacted the family. I believe so did Brooke from Crime Lines. I wish I could be more help. Who is Landon? Oh my God, really? Yeah, drop it. What you did was sick. Leave the family alone. You did enough damage. Yeah, dude. Yeah, this ain't going good for you, girl. You should just fucking quit while you're ahead. Oh, he did. He contacted her to explain, and yeah. I just went, yeah, I'll be giving my 2 cents as well when I get off of here. I gave it on her other post too. Yeah. I mean, dude, I was thinking last night while I'm watching all this. I'm like, did you really think this was gonna go over well in this community? Did you really fucking think that this was? I just don't understand. I guess it's just the same problem I have with people like Laura and Bullhorn Betty and all these people that fucking do shit like this, right? Where it's like, I mean, you've been on the internet long enough and you've been in this community long enough to understand the way that the majority of people think, okay? So how could you fucking do something like this and not think that people are going to react this way? How? I mean, not for nothing, but you saw the shit that Laura got over fucking just putting, even the thought, okay, of putting Summer Wells's, photo on a candle and selling it. Just her photo, just a regular picture of her. You saw how bad that got for her, okay? And how many people reacted to it and thought it was sick. I mean, there's been enough examples in this community for you to look at it and say, you know what? I don't know if this is the wisest decision, But yet these people still fucking do this shit. They still do it. And again, like I said, I don't know Zav Girl all that well. I haven't watched her channel. She bores me to tears, back when I remember her from covering the Chris Watts case. I think that's how her channel initially grew. But she bores me. I don't watch her, but I don't know if she just got carried away with the whole situation. And again, I'm not trying to make excuses for her. I'm just trying to trying to look at the situation and just be like, what would make somebody, this fucking stupid? I don't know. I really don't know. Or she really is just like Laura, there's no question. I know that Laura's motivation is money. Always. Whatever she's doing, it's for her benefit and to make money. So I get that. Betty Bullhorn, same thing. I mean, at least Betty Bullhorn pretends she cares about the fucking victims. Shit. I'll give her that. And I can't stand that woman. But at least she tries to pretend that she actually gives a shit about the victims, even if she contradicts the fuck out of herself every time. At least she puts it out there. But some of these people, they don't even fucking pretend to care. They just don't. I remember, Nikki, I didn't watch her and pay attention to her during the Kylie Rodney case, but I do remember hearing, about her basically causing havoc and chaos, accusing a lot of people, of doing stuff that wasn't, wasn't right. Again, just getting carried away with the speculation. People don't realize the damage that this does. Just like that guy I've been covering, okay, the True Crime Circus, which, by the way, I found a comment of him the other day. Well, I didn't find the comment. Somebody had highlighted it in their community post of him basically saying, that the Intellius report is not reliable. And he's like, oops. But do you think he's going to go on a live or on a video and admit that he was wrong in this situation? No. But you're doing damage to these people's lives. Okay. You're doing damage with a big platform. Again, comes big responsibility. It's like fucking Spider-Man, right? Whatever they say, with great power comes great responsibility. It's true. When you have a big platform, you have a big responsibility to people. And it's just the complete lack of empathy from some of these true crime people just really, really kills me. It's there's no need. You could have a very successful true crime channel without all this extra bullshit. That's what I don't understand. And there's plenty of proof out there. You have Kendall Rays, you have the Christina Randalls, you have the Gray Hugheses, the Duty Runs. You could have a successful channel without this ridiculous speculation and clickbait. I mean, Jonathan Lee Riches is fucking stalking the victims of the Idaho case, the surviving victims, to the point where I don't know if he's I don't know what this guy's doing, but one of his videos came up yesterday and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Where he's breaking news and it's Dylan Mortensen spotted in California. And I'm like, why do you know where this girl is? You know, because he's like stalking her, cyber stalking her on social media, you know? Oh, is she's in here? Like that's fucking clickbait. I heard somebody say the other day, like he's staying on the street now. And I'm like, he's really not, because, you know, he's cyber stalking people. Like the internet doesn't need to know where Dylan Mortensen is right now. We don't need to know. I don't care where she is. I just hope wherever she is, she's healing from what she went through. That's all I fucking care about. You know, I hope she's in a place where she's getting a lot of support from people, and, you know, she's getting herself some help, because clearly what she went through was beyond traumatizing. And not only what she went through that day, but what she had to go through and deal with after the crime occurred. All the fucking crazy shit on the internet, and the people like him that are fucking just cyber stalking her and fucking, you know, making something out of fucking absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Who gives a fuck where the girl is right now? Honestly, does that change anything? Does that inform us? Does that teach us anything? No. All it does is show that you're a fucking stalker. Leave the fucking girl alone, you know? He's like, she's in California. Does that mean she's gonna come back to testify in the case? Like, who fucking cares, dude? Who cares? Why is this news? You're just stalking her just to have. He also had a post bragging that he made 700 and something videos about this case. And I'm like, that is an astounding number of videos on one case that hasn't even gone anywhere yet. Hasn't even gone to trial yet. You know, 99.9% of those videos are just fucking clickbait, you know, for you. Just like he does with the Summer Wells case. I'd like to see how many, you know, numbers he's made on that case. I mean, but, you know, you could have a channel without doing all of that. That's still successful without doing all that shit, you know, and only reporting on the things that need to be reported on. Or you could even speculate in a respectful way, like Gray Hughes does. You know, he's showing us like this is possibly the path that Brian took, you know. You don't have to get into wild speculation in order to, you know, make some fucking money on here or have views. I mean, any, you know, normal discussion will work. But these people just always take it to the fucking furthest fucking place they can. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And it's like the people like that are the ones who are going to ruin it for the people who legitimately have a heart in this shit and want to, you know, use their platforms for good and not fucking evil. They're going to ruin it for those people. They already are. You could already see laws changing and things happening because these people are abusing the rights. That always happens, right? We get the right to do something, and then people take advantage of that right and they abuse that right. And then it gets taken away from us. Our freedom gets taken away from us. Always happens. Always. Seems JLR isn't a very intelligent guy. No, he's not. Hold on. Let me take a look. And then you got Betty Bullhorn yesterday, which I just thought was fucking hilarious. She posted this like fucking number of views. She's like, oh, I'm the most searched, you know, whatever, true crime person on this platform. And then I come to find out that the number that she posted, because I was like, where is she getting this number from? You know, I don't like, she cropped the picture just to show the number and not where it's from. And I'm like, where is she coming up with this number? You know, because I would like to test your theory. Are you the most, you know, searched person on this platform, true crime? I highly doubt it that you are. Like, I don't think you realize how ridiculously big this community is. You know, it's huge. There's people out there that cover true crime that have huge channels that I don't even fucking know about, you know? So it's like, okay, if you really think so, but I highly doubt you're the most searched. And then I come to find out that the number she was posting wasn't even from YouTube. It's from TikTok. And then part of that number, right? Because she posted the hashtag. So, you know, if you know anything about how hashtags work, hashtags are when, you know, anybody could hashtag, right? So a lot of those hashtags are from people who are making negative videos about her. So I'm like, well, typical narcissist where it's like all publicity is good publicity. That's what they think. That's typical of a narcissist to feel that way. So yeah, good job, Betty. She's such a fucking douche. Hold on, let me go on JLR's channel here. JLR. Good. She really thinks, she's really gotten her head full that she's getting all these views and numbers and everything. And it's like, good Lord. Look, this guy's live again, 24 hours a day. His fucking lives just don't stop. And I'm sorry, I'm not giving this guy any type of credit for being a fucking good YouTuber or responsible journalist because, in between maybe some responsible journalism reporting, I should say, not journalism, but yeah, maybe it's peppered with some, good stuff, but look at this shit. I mean, it's just all clickbait. Breaking, Don Wells arrested, back in jail. I mean, I don't even know if that's true. Bryan Kohberger, dispatch call, white Hyundai Elantra. Escaped inmate update. Rudy Farias and his mom. Oh, by the way, that shit is fucking weird. We'll talk about that in a second. But I listened to the interview and that shit was weird. But yeah, look, so far I've made 772 videos about the Moscow, Idaho / Bryan Kohberger tragedy. Like, first of all, why are you bragging about this? That's so fucking weird. I've been covering this case extensively. No, you've been just covering things that have nothing to do with this case. You're like, he'll make a video and be like, Bryan Kohberger had a cat. What do you think this means? It's like, it means nothing, dude. Oh, Bryan Kohberger was pulled over in junior high and got a fucking open alcohol ticket. What do you think this means? It means nothing, dude. It means he was just acting like a fucking teenager, okay? And it has nothing to do with what happened in Idaho. Just nothing. Oh, his mom wrote an article in 1972. What does this mean? It doesn't mean anything, dude. Doesn't fucking mean that she was able in 1972 to see through, to see in the future that her son was going to be convicted of, her son that she didn't even have at that point yet, was going to be convicted or, not convicted, but tried as a murderer, like facing a death penalty case. Like, the fuck? None of that shit has anything to do with anything. Ooh, his sister was in a movie. What does it mean? It's like, oh my God, dude. Nothing. So that's what at least 771 of those videos are in this case. I've been covering this case extensively. Thanks for the support. Check out my playlist. Of course, he's got another weird picture of him making duck lips. And like, this is just gross to me, to be bragging about the number of videos you made on this case. Like, you want some accolades, you know what I'm saying, for what you've done. You've just done so much on this case. You've done so much. I can't with these people. I just can't. I fucking can't with these people. So where's the one with Dylan Mortensen that I was talking about? Plane jumper mystery. Hold on. God, he makes so many fucking videos a day. I don't know. And his videos keep popping up in my thing. I'm not subscribed to this asshole. 7 days ago. That's weird. Did he take it down? Huh. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Is this it? No. Oh, here it is. Is this it? This might be it. Bethany spotted. Oh, sorry. It was Bethany. I didn't know which one it was. Wait, he's already a tragedy pinch as a criminal, like to help criminals. Yeah.
Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. I am covering
It was really funny. The other day, one of his like lives popped up and I clicked on it and he was discussing, he brought up two examples and one was the tragedy in Connecticut, right? And I'm like, yeah, you know that one well. And the other one was the Colorado movie theater shooting. And I'm like, it's funny. You bring up these two examples and you forget the whole part you played in all this shit.
the Moscow, Idaho Bryan Kohberger case. We have
Bryan Kohberger. It's Kohberger, dude. It's almost as stupid as Laura the other day saying Brent Kopak. She doesn't even know the guy's name.
A Bethany Funk sighting, everyone.
Wow.
Bethany Funk seen in public.
Wow. What a weird thing. This is so newsworthy right here. You know, she was seen in public. Holy shit. You know, because I mean, apparently once you're involved in one of these things, you need to hide in your house for the rest of your life. You know, like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
There was a social media post where a friend of Bethany Funk posted a picture with her, and I will.
So not only is he stalking Bethany Funk, but he's stalking her friends. That's fucking weird. You're a 50-something-year-old man watching the social media pages of young 20-somethings and teen girls. Fucking weird, dude.
Share this post with you, and then we will further discuss. Check it out.
Okay, so we have a Bethany Funk.
Holy shit, she went to a baseball game. Oh my God, this is so newsworthy, guys.
Funk sighting, and it
How dare she try to move on with her life and, you know, live a somewhat normal life?
looks like she is at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California, the baseball stadium where the San Francisco Giants play. And
Wow, this is captivating.
she's with someone here. Do not know who she's with, but there's a post.
So he's this girl who has nothing to do with this fucking case at all, zero whatsoever. He's now doxing her fucking Instagram page on here. Doesn't even bother to blur it out. I mean, is she not allowed to have contact with other humans? Fucking sick, dude.
There's a post and it says, Vandal Strong. It warms my heart that she still is surrounded with people she loves. This picture was taken just a few weeks ago of Bethany. I'm so glad she is living her young life and not letting it go to waste while going through something so traumatic.
Good for her. You know, good for her.
Bless Bethany and Dylan. And I'll zoom this in. Looks like she got a purse with her and she's with a friend. So
Whoa, a girl has a purse with her? Holy shit. This is news, guys. This is news. A girl has a purse, guys. Breaking news. A girl has a purse with her. I wonder if she also, dare I say, might have lipstick in that purse. This is news.
So she's in California while this prosecution case is going on in Idaho. Seems like she is.
How dare she travel as a fucking victim in this case?
Bethany is in the San Francisco area attending a baseball game.
Wow.
Let me know what you think.
I think that this is the dumbest fucking video I've ever seen in my entire life. I think that she's a normal person who's just trying to live life. I mean, what do you mean? What do we think?
About this photo.
So Bethany Funk at Oracle Stadium, San Francisco. That is where the San Francisco Giants play.
I am trying to sound like a news reporter with my disjointed words.
Is Bethany from San Francisco now? Did she move there?
Oh my God, dude. Who cares? Who fucking cares?
Did she relocate there, or was she just traveling through? You know, we don't know much about Bethany. Bethany is a mystery when it comes to this case.
Well, we don't need to know much about her.
Most of us think that she's a victim. Some say not. Some say Bethany and Dylan's behavior is very suspicious.
And I'm going to continue putting that out there so more people think it.
Considering that the 911 call wasn't made till later on that morning, hours after the tragedy happened.
And I'm going to keep reminding people about that so more people think something's up.
For college students.
I have no better content here. God forbid I talked about my own life and told people all the crazy shit I did.
Brutally stabbed November 13th, 2022. during the early morning hours, probably about 4 to 4:30, somewhere in that range. And then 911 wasn't called to around noon the next day. My sources have told me that during the murders,
my sources, aka myself, right? Because do you think he has actual fucking sources? Do you think anybody who's like connected to this tragedy is telling this guy anything? Because I don't. He's his own sources. Stalker.
when the murders were going on, Bethany and Dylan were texting one another. They were texting one another. I
See, that's not even real. He's like, my sources are telling me they were texting each other while this murder was going on. Like, dude, why are you reporting that with no evidence? That's so irresponsible.
was told this might be true, might not be true.
So why are you even sharing it if it might not be true? Who cares anyway?
But I trust my sources when it comes to this case. She is a mystery. As we heard already, that Brian Kohlberger's defense tried to subpoena Bethany because claiming Bethany has exculpatory evidence.
He's struggling with that one. Exculpatory. He struggles with some of these words.
Do you think Bethany Funk has exculpatory evidence?
Exculpatory. He's just fucking struggling.
When it comes to this case, she is out in public. It's good to see people enjoying their lives that are centered around this tragedy. I want to lean towards her being a victim until proven.
It's good that they're enjoying their lives, right? So let me make a video about it instead of just letting them enjoy their fucking lives, right?
Otherwise, what's your thoughts on Bethany Funk? I am covering this case extensively. Subscribe to my.
This isn't part of the case, dude. This has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the case. You know, you're covering the case extensively, and then you're covering things that have absolutely nothing to do with the case. The fact that this girl went to a baseball game in San Francisco has nothing to do with anything. I don't even know why a video is being made about this. Leave her the fuck alone. If you actually see, here's another case where it's like, if you actually care about the victims, leave them the fuck alone and let them live their lives, okay? Until the trial comes. But in the meantime, let them fucking live their lives and heal a little bit instead of doing this shit.
My channel, hit the notification button, and check out my Moscow, Idaho playlist. I'll be reading your comments. Love to hear your thoughts. We will talk soon. Stay tuned.
I mean, really, this is a video. This is a video. This is newsworthy, reporting worthy shit right here. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He makes shit up out of the thin air. Yeah. Yep. JLR on Candace and Don Wells. Covering the case. He means I'm creepily stalking. Exactly. That many videos says exploitation to me. Yeah. I mean, 700 and some videos on this case that hasn't even gone to trial yet. That's under a fucking very strict, seal where like information's not being leaked out. That's excessive. You're just making shit up to keep the story going, at this point in time, because this isn't news. This isn't anything. Who cares where this girl is? We don't need updates on where she is and what she's doing. I don't. You're stalking, her friend's page, dude. That's fucking weird. That is fucking weird. How do you even know she's friends with this girl? How did you come across this picture? Fucking weird shit, dude. Sorry. But that is fucking weird. Go get some sun. Touch some grass, dude. Go hug a fucking tree. You need some fresh air. Get out of your house and go get some fresh air. This is not it, boo-boo. Not it. Anyway, he's also covering the Rudy Farias case about the boy that was supposedly allegedly kidnapped. And I watched the interview yesterday, and I just got to tell you, something's up with that whole shit. And people might be mad at me or whatever for saying this, but something just ain't right. He was dodging every question that was asked of him regarding this disappearance, alleged disappearance where he really didn't disappear. He was home the whole time and apparently working. He had a job. I don't know. Very strange story, but his responses, I mean, one could argue that maybe he has Stockholm syndrome, which he said many times, which I found kind of odd, because typically people who are brainwashed, like, it takes a long time to break out of brainwashing, dude. When you're actually brainwashed, it's not, you don't just snap out of it like that. It takes a long time to like break out of that and realize what was happening to you. And he just seemed way too educated on the brainwashing for my liking. And the fact that he was even brainwashed, Stockholm syndrome, like he just kept using all these buzzwords that I just found odd for somebody in his shoes that was supposedly brainwashed, because typically it takes a long time. And it was just weird. It was a very strange interview. It was very, very, very strange. And I just left feeling it. I mean, I left it feeling a certain way. It's 11:11. Make a wish. Hold on. We could play some of it. I'll play the one that I watched, but it was just odd, you know. And maybe I'm wrong. You know, you could argue that he was brainwashed, or you could argue that maybe he was in on it, because this man, he's a grown man. I mean, he's not a grown man. He's still young, but like at a certain point in time, I don't know. I just found it very odd. Let me see if I can find the one. I think this is the one I watched right here. All right. Very strange. I mean, it's possible, but it was just odd. And you'll hear what I'm saying here when I was listening to this. Like, I was on my way to pick my son up. Oops, hold on. I don't know why it's so low. All right.
To be overwhelmed, you know.
And here's the other odd thing. He asked to be blurred out, apparently.
You know, just try to stay positive, you know, just try to keep my mental.
All right, sorry, it wouldn't pause. He asked to be blurred out, which I found really strange, because, you know, clearly we all know what he looks like at this point in time. I mean, he was a missing person, allegedly. So, you know, his picture has been plastered all over the place. So it's like, why would you ask to be blurred out? That's another thing that I found very, very strange. You know, because if you were truly a victim, I don't know, I would think you wouldn't want to be blurred out.
Mentality, straight and honest and true, and just
I'm not gonna play the whole entire thing because it kind of gets repetitive. I might skip around. We'll see.
spread positivity and kindness, you know.
So the world thought you were missing for 8 years. Where were you? Where have you been?
Just at home, just stuck at home, you know. If somebody would come over, my mom would just tell me stay in the room, you know, keep the door locked, don't let them in, don't make any sounds, don't do anything, you know.
Tell us about what it was like living there.
Except for that, there was, from my understanding, there were several people, like neighbors and stuff, that came forward and said that they talked to him. So like, that's why I'm not believing the story, because he's sitting here telling the news people that he stayed locked in the room. But then there's people that actually came out and testified and said that they have spoken to him, and he was working a job. He was working a job. So all the people at work had to know he was there. I don't know. It just doesn't really make sense.
Were you allowed to leave the room? Was she holding you there against your will?
She never like locked me in or, you know, like handcuffed me or anything like that. You know, I had free will to leave. It just felt like brainwashing, honestly. Like, it just kept confusing me, just the way, you know, she would manipulate me into saying like, oh, you're gonna get arrested because you have a speeding ticket or something, like something minor, something innocent, and then it would just kind of escalate. And
no, he dodges every question, Suzanne. Every question. Like they ask him some, you know, further on in the interview, they really start asking him some like specific questions, and he's not answering the questions. He's like dancing around the answers, and it's just very strange.
And to just people just sorry.
You're good.
Eric, I'm not sure exactly, but he kind of talks about it in this.
Which is
yes, I think he and Jay for Justice are very close. Are you talking about JLR? Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, it just escalated from there, from, you know, just wanting to get away from home, just be free, live my own life, arguing all the time. And then we eventually just went into she locked me in there pretty much mentally, just that she was my only parent. She was the only person I ever really had besides my brother. So when I lost my brother, I didn't have anybody to teach me how to live, you know, how to have confidence or trust in myself or anything, you know. So I just depended on my mom all my life.
What had you been doing for those 8 years?
Just trying to study the best I can online, you know, understand how the world works, you know, understand different cultures, different religions, different everything. Because my life, I just believe that we should stop putting labels on everything and just understand the communities and the prosperity and the growth and the positivity, because there's just too much fighting, there's too much anger, there's too much depression and mental health problems in the world.
Here's the other thing that I find really weird. He's very, very aware of how people use the internet and like media, social media and the news and everything to mislead people, which I find very strange for somebody who's, you know, kind of misleading people and was in a situation where people were being misled. He's very aware of it.
Yeah, we just need to spread more positivity, because all of it, everything around us, it's an algorithm that they control through the social media and through the colors and just everything.
Through the colors? What the fuck?
You know, like if you see something white, like a white wall or a white pillowcase or a white car driving around the place, you know, you'll just understand that, like, you're just trying to have a positive thought, and then you'll look at something white and get sidetracked, and you'll get distracted about stuff and things. And
what? I have a white car. Like, what? I have a white house too. I don't understand this. What do you mean?
Then you'll find stuff like a pink wall or something, or pink whatever, and then be reminded of, you know, somebody trying to help you, prosperity, you know, just somebody loving people. And red, people confuse that for anger or hate, and it's only anger or hate, these type of things, if you look at it that way, you know.
You know,
like what?
He said a lot of times that you were 17 when this happened and you're an adult. You spoke a little bit about this, about some of the family trauma you've had growing up. Talk about the fact that although you're an adult, how difficult it was for you to be in this situation and maybe not be able to get out of.
Purple Rain, that's exactly what I was thinking. It sounds like a bad acid trip or something. He's like, the colors, man, the colors. It's like, what the fuck?
It felt like Stockholm Syndrome, honestly. Like, just held against my will, mentally, not.
These guys, can you... Wait, they called her out too? Could you text me that if possible? Figure skating coach. So this is a guy who was supposedly, you know, kidnapped or disappeared, and then like 8 years later he appeared. But the problem is, like, people came out and came forward and they were basically saying, like, no, he never disappeared. He was found like wandering somewhere, like around a church or something, right? But he never actually disappeared. He was home the whole time. And now the story has changed into like basically that the mom was like holding him captive and kind of like almost like in a weird way. And you'll hear him kind of talk about this. It's almost like she had what's that called? Munchausen by proxy. Like she was, but not like with an illness. Like she was like, well, actually there was a part where he talks about, I don't know, being in the hospital. So like, it just doesn't make sense. The story makes no sense because it's like, he was obviously still like outside of his house. It's not like she held him. Like, who were those kids years ago? It was that whole entire family that the parents kept them locked up in the house. And then the girl escaped one day and she ran into like a police officer. What was the name of that family? You guys know who I'm talking about. It was like a bunch of kids. There was like 10 of them or some shit. And they were all being held like they had never left their house. That's not the case with this guy. He like left his house. He had a job. Like neighbors were talking to him. So it's just not adding up, because there's real cases where like parents hold their kids hostage and like those kids don't leave the outside world, you know? But this is just odd. It's bizarre. Turpin,
physically,
yes.
Just
the Turpin kids.
Constantly, like, she was bombarding me with negative thoughts. And like every time I come around her, she just makes me, it's like little triggers just pop.
This just kind of seems like one of those situations where it's like he's going to throw the mom under the bus before she throws him under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like he's putting the story out there where I feel like it's a possibility that they were both in on this thing, right? Maybe for financial gain, who knows? you know, they were both kind of in on it, or in some way he's like now trying to throw her under the bus. It's just, I don't know, something's just off about it. And maybe I'm wrong.
Up, and it's like, if I'm trying to get away from my mom, I'll hear a random noise and it'll be like a little reminder in my head, like, don't do that, don't say this, or, you know, just little things like she's putting ideas or thoughts into my head whenever I'm just trying to, you know, just understand the world.
Do you think your mom took advantage of you?
Heavily.
How does that feel? I mean, I can't imagine. You said your mom is really the only person in your family you have.
Oh, sorry.
That you felt your own mom took advantage.
It's like I lived in prison. It's like I lived in a jail my whole life. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to have my own job. I just wanted to live my life.
I just cut it up a little.
I just wanted to just love somebody, you know, have somebody else who would actually love me, because I was.
See how he never actually answers the question? Like he did a little bit here. He said that he felt like he lived in a prison and a jail, but then he kind of goes off on this weird tangent about wanting to like love people, and that doesn't make sense with the question. Now you could say like he's still kind of brainwashed or something. I don't know. I don't really know what to think of this. It's very odd.
I wasn't sure what love was. I struggled with understanding my emotions. I don't know when I'm sad and that I'm sending out negative energy. I don't understand when I'm happy and sending out positive energy. The only way I was under.
See, that's a weird statement there, right? Because to be aware of it, you like he seems aware because he's saying that. Somebody who is truly unaware of that wouldn't even say something like that because they wouldn't be aware. Like, it's just fucking weird.
Understanding how to communicate with people was online, and even then you can't trust everything you see online, because half the time people are just making their own assumptions and spinning what they want, and just I can't ever speak my truth because everybody wants to assume things.
Can you go into the brainwashing? What would she say to you? Would she say something would happen if you were to leave her home?
It wasn't that. It's just after I left, I started to understand that all of it's just an algorithm. It's literally all an algorithm. If you
So again, he's like dodging the question here. He's like, it's not that, but like that's the story that you're trying to sell in a sense, but you're also trying not to sell it.
look at something black, you understand that they understand. If you look at something white, it'll confuse you when you're trying to go in a positive direction. If you look at something red, it'll remind you of love. If you look at green, it'll remind you of, you know, like grounding people that are there for you and stuff, you know.
Did you feel stuck? And what was she doing exactly that kept you hidden?
It's just every time I would try to leave or, you know, try to do things for myself, like I want to go get my own money, I want to go work a different job, I want to do this and that, they would always just come right back around to just don't do that, or it's bad, don't do that, you know, like the cops are going to come out, they're going to do this, they're going to arrest you if you're
But he was working.
driving the car without a license or this and that. And it's just like, oh, how do you expect me to get a license to drive a car if I can't even go out? Like, all I do is work 12-hour shifts 7 days a week and I get $60. Like, I don't understand how that's fair.
Why do you think
So he's like saying he wasn't allowed to work, but then he says he worked. It just doesn't make sense.
she wanted to keep you hidden?
I don't know. It all started just because I had a speeding ticket. I went like 70 and 55 trying to go to work. And then when that all started, it's just like I wasn't able to have a life. I was starting to start working and growing and, you know, provide for myself. And then after that happened, I couldn't do it.
I think the question everyone has is why your mom would lie and say that you've been missing for 8 years. Did she ever tell you, or did you ever ask, Mom, why are we pretending that I'm missing?
And that's the thing. When it comes to the real small details like that, I don't remember.
So he's claiming to not remember. Like, that is so weird to me. How do you not remember? Like, you're talking about brainwashing and all the things that she would say, but then the most integral question, you don't remember the answer to that? I don't know. That's just odd. You would think that, like, in somebody's life, right, where the mom made you pretend that you were missing, that would be a very, like, integral part. Like, I don't know. I guess you could compare this to the Gypsy Rose story, right, where the mom started very young on the girl to pretend that she had this like illness that she didn't have. And then she finally came to the realization one day that, you know, the mom was basically holding her captive, right? In the same, maybe a different type of way. She was kind of medically holding her captive, but still it's control. You know, the mom's controlling her. And like, she seemed to remember all of it. So how, like, cause that's traumatizing, dude. It's fucking traumatizing when somebody's lying to you and telling you, oh, you know, things are this way. And you know in your head that it's not supposed to be that way. You would think somebody would remember, but he's like, oh, I don't remember all the details.
it's like it just blocks it out. Like she's blocking it out for me or something. It's just like I just want to remember the facts. I just want to understand, who I am and what I'm trying to do.
And this didn't happen to him when he was very young. This happened to him when he was like 17. So I mean, like, think back in your own life at 17. You have memories of things that happened to you when you were 17 years old. I mean, like, this is fucking weird. It's not like it happened when he was like 5, and it's like, well, I don't remember the details because I was only 5 years old. It's like, dude, this happened to you like 8 years ago. You're 26 now. Like, you should have a memory of what happened the day that your mom, all of a sudden, we're supposed to believe this kid was living a basically normal life. And then all of a sudden his mom wanted to pretend he was missing one day, and you don't remember? Come on.
And just try to live my life the way I want to, not how she wants me to.
Were you questioning your mom? Like, Mom, why am I doing this?
Yeah, that's the other thing, Remy. He's saying that the mom wouldn't let him have a driver's license, but then how did he get a speeding ticket, right? Because if you got pulled over and you didn't have a license, that would be a big problem. So how would you get pulled over and get a speeding ticket without a driver's license? It doesn't even make sense.
Always ask her stuff like, when am I going to get a job?
No, he actually drove to work.
When am I going to have my own car? When am I going to be able to make my own decisions? When am I going to be able to just go out and be free? Like, why can't we just go to the police station? Why can't I just get a lawyer? Why can't I just do that? And she's like, oh, you can't get a lawyer because it's too much money. We can't do that because it's too much money. Everything was always just money, 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 money. It's constantly money.
If you had to guess why she was doing this, was she making money from you being missing, as far as you know?
I don't know. I think somebody at one point mentioned something about an original GoFundMe page. And then my mom wanted to say something about, like, one of my aunts or something was like stole all the sodas or something. But meanwhile,
stole all the sodas. Like, again, he's dodging the question here.
All the money that they raised, and where did that go to helping find me?
So we have video. We actually, Fox 26, we interviewed your mother while you were in the hospital 10 years ago in 2012. What happened? Why were you in the hospital? And I guess it was mentioned to our reporter at the time that you had cancer.
I had a tumor on my heel at one point, but that was irrelevant. Originally, I think all that had started because she wanted me to fake taking some, like, a bottle of Tylenol or like Aleve PM or something, sleeping pills. And then she wanted to fake me going to the hospital, and she pretty much just forced me.
Oh, Tiffany, I think they're saying, I don't know, dude, this is it's very confusing. But he said this initially started by him getting pulled over, I don't know, and getting a speeding ticket.
To go into the ER and be like, hey, act like you're sick and you're overdosing. And
this was before you were missing?
Yes, sir.
Why? Why was this happening?
I don't even remember. I think it was something to do with school. I was depressed and I was cutting my wrist when I was, getting sad.
How do you not remember this?
Have an idea how to, understand my emotions. It was after my brother passed away. I didn't know how to deal with pain and depression, so I was literally just a coke.
It almost sounds to me like if the brother actually passed away, maybe this family just, I don't know, didn't know how to handle the fallout from the, the grief and everything. I don't know. It's very strange.
And open and just run it on my wrist like a cheese grater just to feel something.
Thank you, Oki. Thank you, Oki Crime News. Thank you for joining.
Part of your life, the one who passed away. Talk to us about that. And was that a major part in this, how you were feeling with depending on your mom?
Yes, ma'am. He would take care of me. He would take me to and from school. He would pick me up. He would get me McDonald's. He just little jokes and stuff. And after he had passed away, I just wasn't able to, love myself or anything anymore. I wasn't able to have somebody like a father figure. He was my brother, but I never had a dad. I only had stepdads. I didn't know how to grow up. I didn't know what I was doing as I was growing up. I didn't understand how to take care of myself, how to wash myself, how to make doctor's appointments, how to do anything because I never.
How did he go to work if he didn't know how to wash himself? Like, I don't know.
I had a chance.
What would you have to say to police that say, well, he was an adult?
What do you mean?
Here's a theory. Maybe when the brother passed away, I don't know. I mean, I'm just speculating here, but maybe the brother passed away. The mom got so upset that she wanted to hold her other. I don't know how the brother died because I haven't been following this all that closely, but maybe she just got went nuts and wanted to hold her living child closer to her so that she didn't lose him too. I don't know. It's very strange.
It seems like in this case, you didn't have the support there that you needed. And police seem so focused on your age that you were 17, which is an adult in Texas. But can you talk about the fact that, yes, you were an adult, but the mindset that you've been in?
Yeah, it was just like a constant brainwashing, like the Stockholm type of syndrome, where it's just, you know, you just fall in love with your captive and just want to take care of them, do this and that, you know, like it would just constantly just be me trying to help and just take.
See, it's really weird to me that he's aware of Stockholm syndrome. I think it was a motorcycle accident. Oh, okay. So that's how that's how the brother passed away. Okay.
Care of my mom.
See, so this is a guy that was supposedly missing, but then they found out he really wasn't missing. That supposedly, allegedly, the mom was like kind of holding him captive in the house. But I don't know. It's very odd because he was like clearly allowed out of the house and he had a job and stuff. So
whatever she needs because I cared about her and she's the only person I had.
Did your mom, over this last 8 years, did she say anything or like, is there anything that sticks out in your mind that bothers you or that you remember conversations with her that
just, I don't know. I used to have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why, just like next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that. I wouldn't lie about that because there's plenty of people that need honest truths when it comes to those things. That just muddies the water to lie about those type of things. That's where I said the media, they like to twist my words and confuse things. I never said anything bad about her in that regard, but you know, just boundaries she would push or make me uncomfortable when I would say stop. And she'd be like, well, why? What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong, you know? And then I would just be like, okay, you know, I didn't do anything wrong. And just leave it at that, you know, just push my boundaries if you want, do whatever you had to do. And I would just be like a people pleaser, but I didn't have people to please, just my mom. I didn't have anybody to take care of her, you know.
See, it's very odd again that he knows he was a people pleaser because, like, again, he just busted out of this alleged brainwashing, okay, like a couple of days ago. So, like, the fact that he's already so aware of what he was allegedly in is just odd to me, but maybe that's the way it is. I don't know.
Help understand me. It was just her all the time, my mom.
How hard has it been right now? I know that this is the only person you feel like you have had, and now that you're...
Here's my whole point, right? People who typically get caught up in these types of situations where they're brainwashed, they don't know that they're brainwashed, right? They don't realize until much after that they were brainwashed. And like, therefore they wouldn't be aware of things like being people pleasers and stuff like that, which I find it very weird how aware he is of all this shit. Like, I don't know, it's strange.
Separated, how hard is it to make that distinction right now?
Just,
do you want to talk to her?
No, not really. I don't want any contact with her at all. I just want to live my life away from her. She can do whatever she wants. I don't care. I just want to live my life. You know, I want to have a family, a job, a car, just a house. I just want to live my life. I just want to be happy. I don't want to keep going back to those negative thoughts she always has on.
Yeah, Nikki, it's confusing.
I'm so tired of them.
And you'll hear in a second, he starts adamantly like denying that anything sexual happened. I mean, he already kind of did, but it's very strange.
I'm so tired of this thoughts. Just constant negativity around that house, and I hate it. Seems like every time she comes around me, it just fuels negativity into me. Like she's just downloading it into my brain over and over, and I don't like it.
Did she make you, were there ever times where police would come to your house to check on you? That you recall?
I think at one point.
Did you have interaction with the police, or did your mom make you hide? Like, how were you able to get away? And the police mentioned some fake names. Did you actually speak to the police ever?
Like once or twice, maybe once when I was driving my mom's car and they pulled us over because, you know, she wasn't feeling good. She had took some pain medicine.
So again, he was driving the car, but supposedly didn't have a license, got pulled over. He would be arrested, no?
After a surgery, and you know, she was struggling to drive, so I was like, just get in a passenger seat, I'll take you home, it's not too far, you know. And yeah, they pulled me over for something like that, but I don't remember what name I gave them. She told me, just say something else, say a different name, because they don't, they're gonna arrest you. I'm just like, why can't I just tell them my name?
There's no way that this happened. Okay, you're not gonna give the police a fake name. They're gonna go look it up. It just doesn't make sense.
Is it like, 8 years without seeing some of your closest family members, and every time they'd come over, what would you have to do?
Hide. If my uncles or my aunts came to visit my mom, or my family would come to visit my grandma, that's the main.
Dear Krabby, he's doing good. He's like nothing ever happened, basically.
The reason they would go over there to see my grandma, and I would just have to listen to my family be happy and cheerful on the other side of the door, and I'm just like, I want my families, you know.
Now, I'm pretty sure some of the family members came forward and said that they had spoken with him. I don't know. This is very confusing.
I just want people. I just want communication. I just want people to understand that we need to start talking more and just stop. You know, like.
Did you want to just end it right there and go out and tell them that you're here and you're okay?
I just want them to know that I wanted to scream for them, but at the same time, I just couldn't because the only person I was able to trust was my mom. She told me so many things about my other family that I didn't know. I wasn't able to verify.
Was your grandma living with you at one point?
Yes, ma'am.
And you
I took
had
care of her.
interact. So, and she tried to tell people that you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
She had Alzheimer's. Was she sick?
She had Alzheimer's and dementia, sundown syndrome. She had a bunch of medical issues. So that's why I took care of her the best I could.
And did she ever say to you anything about Rudy? Go out, tell police. Like, Did she ever say anything to you? Because it seems like she tried to tell family members that you were there.
Yeah, I think she tried telling people, but it's just my mom. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure about that one.
Do you feel like your mom held you captive? Is that how you would?
Pretty much. I mean, in a sense, just not in a physical, restraints or anything, but mentally she held me against my will, which is, I wanted to just come out and say stuff and be honest. And every time I would try to, she would just either be, no, don't do it, or, all right, go do it.
Why do you think she did that?
I don't know. It's because maybe a lot of both of our problems stemmed from my brother passing away. My brother had passed away, and ever since then, he was like our glue. He was like the father figure. He's a provider. He took care of the family. Me and my mom. And then when I couldn't take care of my mom anymore, I had to take care of my grandma, and it was difficult. Especially at the end.
Sorry, I have to just give the dog his painkiller. So
Your mom
I didn't pause for a little bit.
changed her personality over the years.
She's always kind of had that mentality.
Brother died in front of Rudy in a motorcycle accident. The father killed himself in cop car. Ooh, that's terrible.
Try to talk to her about something positive, and then or address her issues, and then my mom would just deviate, sidetrack, or completely ignore it. Especially stuff like mental health.
This is your chance. Finally, we've heard from family members. We've heard from police. It's finally your chance to tell your story. Is there anything that you want people to know about what happened to you?
I wanted to live my life, and just something inside of my brain kept going back to her. She was my life support in a sense. I needed her.
I just wrapped his pill up in the cheese, and he somehow managed to get it out of the cheese. Oh my God, this dog. I can't with you. He somehow managed to get the pill out of the cheese. Ay. So now, I wish I had those pill pocket things. That would help. Because those things, they swallow right away. But the cheese, no. He got it out of the cheese somehow. He knew.
At least she made me feel that way. She never gave me the confidence or the guidance or the teaching that I needed. She never gave me anything other than just the bare necessities and a job worth slaving over to help her pay bills and debts or whatever, or tickets and stuff.
Without getting into specifics, I'm sure you've heard or seen what Quanell told the media last week.
About
he swallowed it that time.
What in particular?
About things that he says that you told him in that hotel room last week.
Specifically
about some of the sexual things.
See, that's what I'm saying. The twisting. I didn't say anything like intercourse or this and that.
But I don't necessarily think he didn't get into specifics like that either. But he did mention that your mom wanted you to play the role of husband in the house.
Yeah, pretty much. It basically felt like that. Make sure to cook, or you didn't make me any food. You didn't do this and that. It's just I just want to provide for myself. I don't want to keep providing for my mom.
Yeah, exactly. Who watched grandma?
Treat it like a roommate towards the end, I'm tired of being your son. I just want to be your roommate. I just want to live my life. Give me my check instead of $60 for 12-hour shifts 7 days a week at night.
So this is a weird thing too, right? If he was trapped in the house, not trapped, because I don't know, he hasn't been clear on whether he was really trapped in the house or not. But he clearly couldn't. If the story was going to make sense, right? He can't just freely roam about anywhere he wants to go. What did he need money for then? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
I just want to live.
she would make you go to work with her. Is that?
Yes, ma'am.
And then we don't want to twist your words. We want to say it from your perspective, and we want to make sure we get this right. So I know she had you play the role of a father.
So he worked with her, okay? But so like I don't know, I would assume there would have to be other people at this job, right? Like that's the other thing. In order for him to go to work, right, and make money in his name, then his social security number has to be used. And so there has to be a record that he's being paid somewhere. Somebody had to be writing his checks out. Like, so how did people not know? I just don't fucking get it. How would she tell people? Who would she tell people at work he was? Because like, in order for him to get paid, unless they were getting paid cash, which is possible, it just doesn't make sense.
But as far as sexual assault or something of that nature, did she ever force? You don't have to go into detail, but
She didn't force herself on me or anything like that. Like, it wouldn't be anything like I would have to go get a rape kit or go file a police report. It would never be anything like that. Just stuff that really made me uncomfortable, and I didn't have any references or other people to bounce off of to understand that, like, if it's a healthy thing that she does or not, you know. Maybe.
See, that's so weird, though. Again, him saying this, he didn't have any references. So then how did he know it made him uncomfortable? Like, how did he know it wasn't right? Because he seems to know that it wasn't right. So it's, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense.
Maybe it's just me not understanding how people work, because she's the only person I understand. But
Would you say that you and your mom have a normal son-mother relationship?
not after all of that. Not after everything she did. And to be honest, I don't want one with her.
when you finally left a few weeks ago, when you were found at the church, what happened? Did you just finally have enough?
Yeah, I just been walking. I just wanted to get away. I didn't care if I had a car or money or anything. I don't care about money. I don't care about a car. I don't care.
See, and now he's sitting here saying he doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about a car. But earlier in their interview, that was his big thing. He was like saying to the mom, like, when am I going to be able to make my own money? When am I be able to get my own car? But now he's like, I don't care about it. It just doesn't make sense.
Care about anything, just happiness and love.
How did you end up at the church? Did you just have nowhere to go?
I just kept walking
Oh, it was the mother's job. Okay. So she was giving him money from her check, I guess.
around. I just kept trying to find back home, something that felt familiar. And the only thing that felt familiar was this side of town. I grew up over there by Austin and Humble and Jackson and all that, Jackson and Austin and, just that general area by the freeway, So I kind of got a general sense of where I was going, but I just couldn't find something to be happy at. I found a church and I rolled with being at a church.
Are you still talking with
Churches
your
are
mom?
safe. No, I don't want to.
Look, I just want to make it clear. I'm not saying that there wasn't some type of weird brainwashing thing going on here, to some degree. It's just odd at how aware he is about like that type of thing. Cause most people, first of all, when they find out that they were brainwashed, like they don't want to believe it for a while. But he seems like very like, oh, I was brainwashed. Like, and I don't know if that's like an embarrassment. Oh shit. Sorry. Fucking bug almost just flew in my house. I don't know if it's like an embarrassment thing or like what's going on. I'm just saying that this is just an odd interview to me. Like something just doesn't seem right.
Any contact with her, but she keeps trying to come around.
If she sees this story, what would you tell her?
Just leave me alone. Just let me live my life. Just want to be happy, and I'm happy now. I'm working on it.
Rudy,
I'm happy.
What would you say to people that think that somehow, now that you're an adult, that you were in on this? What would you say to those people that don't understand Stockholm?
It's very much a real thing. And it's a struggle when you're the only one that understands it. It's even worse when everybody wants to assume the worst rather than understand and communicate genuinely and honestly.
See, like a normal thing would be like, I don't even fully understand it now, because most people who have experienced Stockholm syndrome, they don't understand it. They don't even understand what happened to them. It takes a long time for them to understand how they fell victim to something like that.
Because there's just too much confusion in this world.
How are you feeling now? Is there relief?
Yeah, very much. A lot of relief. It just feels like I'm just at peace. Now it just feels happy,
And how have police been handling this, do you think? What have they been saying to you, and what's it been like?
I mean, they're trying the best that they can and giving me space that they can, but it's a struggle still. I'm just slowly trying to take it one day at a time. It's just a lot it overwhelms me very much.
Given everything that you've been through and with your mom, I mean, Do you think there's something that police should know about?
Just that there's a lot of corruption, and it's literally through the colors. Like I said, I'm not saying, oh, there's corrupt cops and this and that. Literally, it's a corruption of the mind. It's through nanobots and it's through the flu vaccines and everything. That's why people have that first memory of waking up and being alive whenever they're a kid. You know, it's like,
What the fuck?
like I said, literally corruption, like the colors. I'm not talking about the skin tones. I literally mean actual colors. Whenever you look at them, they influence the direction you go. And online, the media, like the computers and the people we talk to, it's all connected in a sense. That's why it just confuses us. Whenever we look at white things, we get distracted and stuff. And we look at the reds and we remind us that it's love, but they kind of influence us to assume, you know, like through bad stuff online. They're like, oh, red's bad. You know, it's evil. It's a devil. It's like, it's not all that.
For 8 years.
I don't know what the fuck this has to do with anything.
You haven't really been able to speak to anyone besides some neighbors, your mom, going to work sometimes. Your communication seems like it's been very little. Do you think that's impacted you throughout the years as
Yes.
not being able to really have real relationships with
Exactly. I wasn't able to understand like how people thought or acted, you know, like I would try to introduce myself, say hello to people online or this and that. And every time it just seemed like, you know, just completely get shot down by people. And I'm just trying to make friends or socialize. And it's just like, I don't understand how to talk to people sometimes. You know, it feels like I'm speaking a completely different language than them. And I just don't understand sometimes.
Would you call yourself a victim?
Well, when you're talking about colors and shit, yeah, you're speaking a different language, dude. But it seems like he has no problem articulating himself to other people here.
Yes, heavily.
I'm almost done, personally. I don't know about you guys,
Yeah.
but for the longest time, you've stayed hidden. You haven't been able to say who you are. Is it nice? I mean, you can say who you are now. You can be your own self and do your own life.
Yes, sir.
What are you hoping?
Just a job, get my own money and help out my communities, help out my people and help
After just saying that he didn't care about money, he's like, I hope that's the first thing he wants.
out other kids like me. Because I don't want this to happen to other people, because I'm sure it happens to a lot of people. A lot of abuse and just neglect and just harmful ways of parenting that shouldn't be out there. You know, there's just so many negative ways that kids are just getting abused and they don't understand or realize that there's no help for them.
Another question we have for you is, so it's totally up to you or not. At first, we weren't going to because of the sexual assault aspect, but we want to put the record straight that you said that's part's not true.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
want to show your face or you don't want to show your face?
I'm not a big fan of showing my face, especially with a lot of people already knowing what I look like.
Okay.
It just makes it even worse.
I just want to make sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Rudy, we got you.
Anything we didn't ask that you think is important that you want us to mention, because we were here to finally tell your story. Anything that we didn't ask that you want to make sure people know about?
Just all I can say is just spread positivity and love.
The people that you're with, you know, a lot of people are coming down hard on Nikki and the people.
He'll be on Dancing with the Stars soon.
They don't deserve it. They don't. They really don't. They help me so much, and they've given me a place to stay and the family. In a sense, you know, it makes me happy.
Yeah,
it really does. I never had, you know, a lot of people to talk with or socialize with, and it just makes me happy knowing that I have people here that I can trust and that can take care of me and that understand that, you know, sometimes people struggle.
So you consider yourself safe, out of harm, all that, right? Like you're with.
Yes, ma'am. I'm happy here. I'm very happy here, and they're very good people. They don't deserve any negativity towards them or hatred. They should have a lot of help and support and guidance and just prayers and positivity. Just everything that anybody would need to be happy in life. You know.
And your mom, when she comes by, do you feel like, you know, you are being like kept away from her when she comes and stops by or tries to talk to you?
I just don't want her here because I know the way she acts.
Wait, the mom is coming there?
It influences everybody around me.
That's weird.
It's not just me. It's like she sends that negativity towards me, and then I send it back out towards everybody else, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
I know Grizzly was mentioning that you might have had like someone from your high school reach out, and you've had a lot of attention from this a girl.
Yeah. You got some classmates, man. When you were going to Catholic school, you got some classmates reaching out, which I told you about. Any messages to all the people that know you from before all this went down, that love you, that say they're here for you?
Just
oh yeah, Dr.
Thank you very much for reaching out. And when I'm ready, I'll be able to reach out to the people I care about and love. And
Are you?
He's like, when I'm ready, I'll be able to reach out to the people I care about and love. When he just said he doesn't have anybody, I don't know. It just doesn't.
Surprised by all this attention? I mean, it's been on the news across the world.
I wasn't expecting that much attention, to be honest. I didn't realize that it was happening so big, you know, just growing so much.
Are you going to take, I know police mentioned that there were some resources. Are you plans to talk to anybody that they put you in touch with?
At some point,
So he hasn't even talked to anybody yet, is so aware of brainwashing, Stockholm syndrome. Like, I don't know. I just find that odd.
Just right now, I just rather do it by myself, just try to learn to understand how to live and be a normal person,
So he doesn't want any help. That's odd.
Have you gotten
It'd be nice.
Have you gotten an attorney?
Somebody who was so lost, right? Who felt so trapped. I would think that they would want all the resources they could get out in this world to try to understand how to live. Like, because like this just doesn't make sense to me. He's like, no, I'm good.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Lawyer, no.
I'll figure it out myself.
And then have you talked to Quanell since you saw him at the hotel?
No.
No.
No, sir.
Anything else you want to add, Rudy?
Just spread some positivity. Spread wildflower, not wildfire, because we need more colors and beauty in this world. We don't need any more hatred or burning things down. We need to just stop, trying to disassemble everything and just take out the bolts and the screws and try to clean things, instead of looking at everything so negatively. Just look at all the positivity in the world. Focus on the positivity, because every time you focus on the negativity, it just creates more negativity around you and your communities.
Yeah. So that's that. I mean, look, I don't know what's going on there. There's a bunch going on there, but something's just off about this whole story to me. And it just could be, that's just the way it is. But when I was listening to this yesterday, something just sounded fucking weird to me about it. Just his awareness of like his situation. And now, especially because I don't know if I listened to the whole entire thing. Hey, Queen Bee, knowing that like there was this no help given to him, right? He's refusing help, which I find really fucking odd. Because most victims, they're like, yes, please give me all the resources I can get because I don't know how to like live out in this world. He's like, no, I'm all right, thanks. And then he has this like extreme awareness of exactly what he went through without having had any type of mental help or anything at this point. It's just weird to me. I mean, sure, he could have like kind of I don't know, what do they call it? Like he could have done some self-help while he was going through the situation. I don't know. It's just odd. It's just a very odd story. But, because it seems like he wasn't totally entirely trapped like the Turpin children were, right? Where they had no access to the outside world. It's like he had access to the outside world, but was being controlled. I don't know. It's an odd story. But again, like, I don't know why that is, and as time goes on, I guess we'll get more details about it. But right now, something just don't seem 100% right. It just doesn't seem 100% right. I wonder if the mom's going to end up doing some interviews and like have a totally different story, or she's just going to go into complete hiding. And the other thing is like, if he was in such a dangerous situation, why is the mom even able to visit him where he's at? Like that's another part that I find really odd that I didn't realize yesterday is like she still has contact with him. Like what? So yeah, very, very, very strange. Yeah, he could have self-diagnosed. I mean, sure, that's possible. I don't know. Maybe torn between his upbringing and reality. Right. Like, right. It's just odd. That was just a really fucking strange interview, especially with the colors. Like, is that an act? You know what I'm saying? Is that an act or is that like the thing? And I just found it weird that he was dodging certain questions, but that, again, you could say that maybe he's doing that because he's brainwashed still and he hasn't fully detached, which normally would be the situation, I don't know. I don't know. Now that you're free, what do you want to do with your life? I want to go to Disneyland. Yeah, right? Oh, boy. Anyway, all right. I'm about to end this because I do have, I got to go return something today. And I wanted to take a ride out to the store. But it was wonderful as always talking with you guys. Laura, you're a fucking asshole. I just have to say it one more time. I know her people are still watching. You're a douche. As long as you have people here trolling my comments when I'm not talking about you, because that seems to happen all the time, then yeah, we'll still continue talking about you. But hold on, play the video I sent you. All right, hold on, let me do that real quick. Don't go nowhere. Hold on, let me just get it on my developments. Right. We will end it with this. Hold on. Yeah, as long as you keep having your people stalking my comments and shit, Laura, because you know you want to make it out like everybody else is a fucking stalker on a social media platform where you know it's the public. We're gonna, you know, you're the real stalker, to be honest. But all right, let me go grab this video real quick because I think Zav Girl was called out again. Here it is. That's weird. How come that came up? All right. Let me just share this real quick. All right. So the second time she was called out.
Case with national attention. Fox 31, of course, has been following the investigation into 11-year-old Gannon Stouck's murder for years. His stepmother, Letitia Stouck, found guilty of killing her stepson. The verdict came down in May, but tonight, more controversy brewing in the now closed case.
YouTubers are reportedly charging people to view Gannon's autopsy photos. Fox 31's
Oh, this is so messy.
Talia Cunningham is in studio with the very latest, all new at 9. Talia.
Well, Erica, two self-proclaimed true crime YouTubers are facing some serious backlash tonight. Gannon, who's pictured here, was killed back in 2020. Medical examiners say the 11-year-old suffered 18 stab wounds, blunt force injuries, and a gunshot to the jaw.
Jesus Christ. Just hearing that is like, it's incomprehensible. Why, you know, Letitia's a big woman who's athletic. Why that much violence, dude? A gunshot, stab wounds, and then like, just, I don't know. I don't understand how you do that.
So the two
overkill. It's what they call overkill. I wanted to think when I initially heard this story that she was like just raged out and like, you know, maybe hit him and like didn't mean to hurt him. But then when you hear all the other shit that she did, you dude, that is like beyond rage. Like for a child, just like, how do you fucking do that, dude? God. And then sick fucks that want to see pictures of it.
YouTubers reportedly charge their patrons to view the gruesome autopsy photos, and people are furious about it. They go by the names of Zav Girl and Natasha Cooper and claim to have a passion for understanding human behavior. So Zav Girl has posted multiple other videos that you see on your screen, but many people say she's gone too far, exposing the images of the murdered child and then charging people to see it. The YouTuber addressing why she's charging money, stating she put a lot of time and hard work into making her video and lining it up with the coroner's audio to the autopsy photos.
Is that even true? Is that even true? Is Queen Bee still in here? Like, is that even the truth that she lined it up to the autopsy? I mean, to the medical examiners? Because like the way I didn't watch it, obviously, but the way that I understood it was that it was like her own commentary on top of the video.
Basically, the effort that went behind that post. The district attorney of Colorado Springs is calling it disgusting.
This just keeps those wounds open. They know that Gannon's body is being paraded around essentially on the internet superhighway, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. And it's just grotesque.
So Zav Girl did address the backlash in a now deleted post on YouTube defending her actions. It reads in part, quote, "The reality of the situation is that different people feel differently about this. Some people..."
Wait a second. She made a video, or what is this? Or is this like a graphic they put together? The reality of the situation. Wow.
Will genuinely think making a video, including the autopsy photos, is bad, and I respect their opinion and feelings. Other people, like myself, think the autopsy photos and the coroner discussing them as interesting and informative, and are able to view it all in a more scientific, detached way. So the YouTuber went on to say that she's been receiving some threats from people all across the country. I did check on that Patreon link tonight, and that entire page has since been removed. And coming up tonight, a little bit later, we have reaction from Gannon's family.
Ooh, where's that?
Studio, Talia Cunningham, Fox 31.
Where is that? Hold on, let's see if they clipped it. Man. God, how do you not feel like a fucking idiot? Zav Girl. You made a big old boo-boo. Oh, what is Betty doing on this page? Oh, shit, that's Dog the Bounty Hunter. Sorry. Shit, girl. Shame, shame, shame. Everybody's gonna know your fucking name. I don't see. Wow, that's so weird. I don't even see. Oh, here, Gannon. Oh, I hope they clip it. I really do. I hope they clip the reaction of the family and post it here, because honestly, that to me is the more important part here. You know, jeez. Fuck you, it's true crime. That's her explanation, chick. Fuck you, it's true crime. Wow. Just fucking wow. Dude, the normal person, I don't know if Zav Girl has children. I tend to think she doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what her sexual preferences are, or if she has children. But dude, like, that's the first thing most of us who have children think to ourselves is like, what if that was my kid? How would I feel if people were gawking at his deceased body on display like that, trying to understand it in a scientific way? Because, you know, the parents, they didn't choose to like donate Gannon's body to science. Okay. They didn't do that. They didn't choose to have what happened to their son happen to their son. What happened to their son was disgusting. So put yourself in their shoes and think to yourself, how would I feel if that was my child's pictures being put out? And immediately, if you're a normal human being, okay, so this includes Laura, who does have her own children, which I find crazy that she thinks that this is okay, because if it was her children, I could guarantee you she wouldn't be happy with it. You know? I mean, oh shit, B-Fergs. Yeah, she does kind of look like Alice from the Brady Bunch. Apparently Marvon Cena did an interview with Brett Huffington last night. I think also someone said, but dates are still different. I think MGL giving them bad advice doing this while Dre not saying not true. Wow. Yeah, that's disgusting too. People are sick, dude. These are people that have no empathy, and they just keep proving it. They keep proving it. I don't know if they interviewed Gannon's family. I'd love to find out, and I'm sure we will in the next couple of days. But if they did, and we got, you know, that would be great, because, you know, people just tend to forget that these are like real people that this shit happens to. This isn't like a movie, you know. These are real people's lives. That is a real little boy that was just living his life one day, and then this happened to him, you know, under the care of somebody he was supposed to trust, which just makes it all the more horrible when it's somebody you trust. Think of how deep the pain goes for the parents in that situation, where the dad is, you know, off working, trying to make a living for his family, and he leaves the kids with somebody he loves. And think of what the mom is feeling. You know, she didn't have custody of this boy, and I'm sure she's having regrets of, you know, some of her life decisions and stuff. And like I said the other day, like, the healing process starts now. She's convicted, and this is when they're supposed to embark on that journey of healing, and they're not even able to do it because you have sick fucks like this who are just trying to dig into it and keep the story going, you know. And I understand there's going to be an interest in the story because it was a national news story, but have some couth, you know, use your fucking brain. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to sit there and go, you know, if this was me, how would I feel in this situation? I mean, because you have to ask yourself that before you put something out there like that for a minor child. It's a little different when it's an adult, you know, but when it's a minor young boy like that, I don't know. For me, that changes things. It changes things. So with that said, I am, hey, Joey Brooklyn, good to see you. I'm going to sign off here and try to get some stuff done. But it was great, you know, talking to you guys as per usual. And thank you, T. Marie. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that. And I'll be back sometime this week. So just keep that in mind, guys. Think before you do things. All right. With that said, I'm out of here, and I'll see you guys next time.